Hello, my spooky friends.
My name is Cassie,
And I'm Caitlin.
and welcome in to I'd Survive.
Hi, everybody. I'm definitely, I don't know if excited is the right word, but I am intrigued for today. How are you, Cassie? How you doing? Before we get into that.
Now I'm scared.
Guys, she's scared.
I'm scared. I've heard that this is very different from the first one. So I'm intrigued. But now that you say that, now I'm officially like, oh no, what did this sequel do? I'm going to find out.
You sure are. Wait, other than like it being different, do you know anything about it?
Nothing. I don't even know. Do we have like the same characters returning?
Oh boy.
Oh God.
I'm just so excited for this. Like, all right, I shouldn't say anything else. I'm just gonna shut up. Did you watch any horror movies, Cassie?
I did actually. I watched a really, really bad horror movie on my birthday with my sister. Oh my God, what if it was the same one? It's not, but that would be
it was Slumber Party Massacre 2.
Oh. I didn't get there fast enough.
It's all good. It's all good.
No, my fear is rising. I'm so scared. I'm so scared about what we're about to get into. No, I watched a movie called Pet. What year is it from? It's like, I think 2010s. Oh, yeah, 2016.
Pet period.
Pet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could see a lot of ways in which that could go really terribly.
Okay, so this is how bad it was. So, first of all, Jeanette McCurdy was in it, like randomly. Yeah.
My girlie?
Have you read her book?
Yeah, well, I listened to it.
And do you see like that's getting turned into like a show with her and Jennifer Aniston?
Yes, which is crazy.
I'm intrigued. I'm going to be watching that. I've only heard excerpts from her book. But anyways, yeah, she was like the only familiar face in this movie. And the whole concept was like this guy is stalking a woman, classic. And then he's obsessed with her. She rejects him. So he kidnaps her and puts her in a cage that he built under the animal shelter that he works at. But then the whole twist of the movie, spoiler alert, no one watched this movie. Well, sure, it's not the worst movie I've ever seen, but it's pretty bad. The twist is that like she is a serial killer and he captured her to fix her. And then she he's like, I know what you do. I read your journal. Like, I can fix you. You can't do this. You can't go on doing this. And then she ends up manipulating her way out of the cage, and like she kind of comes out on top as manipulating him, and I think he ends up in the cage in the end. And it's like, okay, I don't know. It was weird. It was like the twists that literally happened like halfway through, and then you're just sitting there kind of bored for the rest of the movie. Like, okay.
Oh, yeah, no, I hate that.
Anyways, is this worse than that? What we're about to get into today?
I don't like it's one of those movies that it's like saying it's bad isn't even like the right word for it, because like it's oh man, girl, we're gonna get into it, and I'm gonna do my best. But before we do, I do want to say, because I know Cassie would want me to bring this up, I did watch Scary Movie, which is like, you literally squealed. You want to talk about an experience watching a horror film. Like, holy crap.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
It's so, I think it's more, I'm guessing it was more rude humor than you were expecting. Yeah, that's one where I'm like, I'm not going to warn her, but hopefully she's going to be okay. It's because sometimes it just goes there.
Well, that's the thing is like, I knew it was, kind of like slapsticky, and I just didn't appreciate how far it went. Like, the things that I saw, like I would jaw on the floor. I was appalled, but I enjoyed myself at the same time. It was that kind of experience,
It's a very confusing experience it's just like canon event. You got to do it.
Yeah.
Everyone's got to experience it. It's like initiation ritual.
It really is. Oh my God. The horror community is like losing their minds over the fact that I watched this movie, and I was like, oh, okay, you guys are like really here for this. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Also been playing the new Five Nights at Freddy's game, which is actually really fun. I gotta say. It's very enjoyable.
Okay. I've not seen what the format. I've only played like the first two Five Nights at Freddy's. So this one, like I never got to Security Breach, and then this one's like Security Breach. So I don't know what that even means, but it's good that you're enjoying it because I feel like that's kind of a little controversial for some people, like as far as whether they like this style.
Right. Have you seen / played any Poppy's Playtime?
I tried to play the first one, and it was back in my I'm nauseous from everything phase.
Okay.
And I
No,
couldn't.
that's fair. Because this game is like a crossover between like Security Breach and Poppy's Playtime. Like it feels more like a Poppy Playtime game than a FNAF game.
Is it POV, like you're moving around? It's not like
Yes.
switching scenes? Oh, interesting.
Yeah, which is also what Security Breach was like a first-person game. So that's why people are comparing the two.
Okay. Well, that's good that you're enjoying it, though.
Yeah. I was like, went in a little skeptical because they've made so many games at this point that it's like, can they be good anymore? But it's been good.
Yeah. That's good. I'm going to be finishing up. Oh my gosh. I'll say this on guys, follow me on Twitch.
Yes.
Cassie Karma Disco. I'm trying to make partner. I'm halfway there, hopefully, as far as like requirements that I need to fulfill. But I'm finishing up The Last of Us Part 2 this week, and I'm devastated because it's my favorite game I've ever played. And then we decided on what my next game is going to be that I'm going to be starting next week. And
wait,
I'm
what
going
is
to
it?
be yeah, you don't know. Okay, so I'm going to be starting Resident Evil 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was really dramatic. Literally one of the coolest games I think that exists on this planet. I have not played it myself, but it's one of like the early games I watched, like Jacksepticeye play, and I think you'll love just like the style of it and the story of it, and it's truly terrifying. Like it is truly a really scary game.
I'm so excited. It sounds right up my alley. But yeah, I know nothing. I was like, is this a zombie game, you guys? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, okay. Like, I don't know what I'm about to get into. If I like it, though, I'll probably do, which I'm sure I will. I'll probably do 7, then 8, and then maybe start from the beginning.
Yeah. See, because like I want to do them in order. But I do know like 7 and 8 are really, really good. Okay. And they're supposed to come out with a new one, I think, next year. Ooh. So yeah, they're cool games.
I'm excited. I didn't know. We were like talking about it on stream, like what should I play next? Because right now I am doing this thing called partner pushing where I have to care about like what I'm playing and like what is going to help get my viewership up to make partner. And we were talking about it, like what are games that I would be really excited about, but that you guys think would do really well. And we put up a poll, and there was like 4 different games in that poll. And then Resident Evil 7, it was like 25 votes compared to like 3 votes, 4 votes, 2 votes in the other ones. And I was like, oh shit. Like I didn't realize it was going to go that way, like by a landslide. So I'm intrigued.
Right.
I'm excited.
No, that's going to be so fun. I am so sad for that. That's going to be awesome. All right, guys, are we ready to get into Slumber Party Massacre 2?
I am not. I'm like, I was so excited going into this session. I was like, oh my God, Slumber Party Massacre 2. This is going to be so fun. And now you have me terrified.
You should be terrified.
Okay.
For reasons that have nothing to do with horror, which is crazy. Okay. So I will say this movie was written and directed by Deborah Brock. So it is written and directed by a woman again.
Okay, good.
Which is something that I guess you want to hold on to as you listen to the film, and we can talk more about this at the end. It had a $500K budget and did gross $1.3 million, so it was successful, but it was horribly received.
Oh,
like really, really bad. But this is one of those franchises that has a massive cult following that like I literally went to Letterboxd and I was like, why is it rated so high? And then I looked at the reviews and it's like everybody giving it 5 stars, but like clearly recognizing that it's not a 5-star film.
Got you. I do understand that. But Wrong Turn is a little bit like that, I'm sure, where it's just like, we just love a final girl in the 2000s. That's all I need. Like, go girly, So, okay. I see that.
And lastly, I do want to say, like, this movie is categorized as a horror comedy, but the comedy elements to me just come across as like bad horror more so than comedy. You know what I mean?
Yikes. Okay.
So it's like, and there are parts that are funny, but we're just gonna get into it. That's what we're gonna do.
It's giving that they tried to make a horror movie, realized how bad it was, and then we're like, let's call it a horror comedy.
Yeah, right.
Oh God.
So let's do this.
Okay.
So the film opens up with some extremely close-up camera shots of a woman sleeping in bed. And at first you can't necessarily tell what you're even looking at, but then you start to pick up on like, oh, those are sheets. Oh, and those are pajamas. And oh, that's the skin of a leg. And this is
like attached to a leg, right?
Oh, like it's all normal. Like there's nothing weird happening.
I thought you were saying there's like a strip of leg skin like beside her. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, just a strip of skin laying there. And I was like, that's leg skin. That's definitely from a leg.
Oh God, we're here.
Oh, we're off to a great start already. So this is also where the opening credits are rolling over. And we actually have some like very nice, pretty music playing. It's like very peaceful. And we pan up to finally see a girl's face, and she has a soft smile on her face as flashes of a shirtless boy appear on the screen. He's catching a football in slow motion before turning to look directly into the camera, flashing us a smile with his perfect hair flowing in the breeze.
Oh God.
And it's, yeah. This girl continues to smile as she dreams about this boy when suddenly the music picks up and we're seeing different flashes now. They come in quickly, but here's a little taste of what we're seeing. A hallway, blood, bodily harm. Some of these flashes are actually from the first movie. Ooh. The basketball coach and the pizza guy. Mm-hmm. But there are new images too, like a dead bird and a person we've never seen before with a gash in their head. And then also some black spiky boots and a drill. Mm-hmm. The girl wakes up screaming. And it's like a shot where it's like zoomed all the way in on her face and it's a freeze frame and it like pulls out to just like get this like terror face. And then we get like the Slumber Party Massacre 2. Like it's very, very cheesy and we love it. And we love it. Our girlie gets out of bed and now she's down in the kitchen drinking some juice while her mom spreads some jam on a piece of toast for her. And she must have shared her dream with her mom because this mom is telling her that the doctor mentioned that having dreams about it is normal. It's one of the ways our minds deal with frightening experiences. She says, see, that's why Valerie, well, and then she pauses. That's why Dr. Weiss says that your sister has problems. Now, Valerie is the girl from the last movie.
The main.
No, she is the neighbor girl.
Oh, yes, with the little sister.
Yes. Okay. And so our main girlie here is Courtney, the younger sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got
like,
you.
Probably, I don't actually not sure. I want to say like a year or so later. It's supposed to be.
Is it the same actress?
I didn't even check. I think so. Uh-huh. But I didn't, for whatever reason, not even think to check that.
I would think so. I would hope so.
Yeah. Courtney's clearly sick and tired about hearing all the things that her mom has to say about her sister, and she cuts her mom off with, I know, you told me all about it. So clearly mom talks about this a lot. Mm-hmm. Her mom comes over bringing her a plate of breakfast and asks her if, does she want her to make an appointment with the doctor? And Courtney's like, no, I'm fine. Like, we don't need to go anywhere with this. It was just a dream that I had, the same dream as always. And then a little while later, it's time for Courtney to head off to school. So she begins to jog down the sidewalk with her books under her arms. You know how most people make their way to school. Mm-hmm. And while she's jogging down the sidewalk and she stops short suddenly and she looks down at the ground. And then we see what she's looking at, and it's a dead bird. Ooh. AKA the same dead bird that she saw in her dream the night before. So she's kind of spooked by that because she's like, oh my God, I literally dreamt about this. But she's interrupted when a car horn starts honking at her and pulls up to the sidewalk. A girl Courtney's age is at the wheel and calls out for Courtney to get in the car. So she does. And when she takes a seat on the passenger side, her friend Amy looks at her and asks her what she was looking at on the sidewalk. And Courtney's like, a dead bird. And Amy goes, ew, you're so weird sometimes. Okay. Like, what? Like, I was looking at the bird, like, dead on the sidewalk. Like, I'm so sorry that it was there in front of me and my eyes went on it.
Right. Why am I the weirdo? But okay.
okay, girly. So they're driving on the way to school, and Courtney begins to put her makeup on using like the visor mirror. And Amy asks her if her mother's still giving her a hard time about wearing makeup. And Courtney's like, yeah, she picks on the smallest little things.
Oh my God.
She says, sometimes I wish she would just, and Amy finishes the sentence by saying, fall into a black hole. And Courtney's like, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like, diabolical.
I will say, wait, what was your like, were you allowed to wear makeup in high school?
I didn't have any interest in it.
You didn't want to, so it wasn't a thing.
Yeah, I didn't have like that.
Oh my God.
I didn't go through that.
I wanted to wear makeup so badly. Like I wanted like the heavy eyeliner and the pretty eyeshadow. And it wasn't even like crazy. It was just like literally I don't know why my family was so against eyeliner. Like
Really?
so against it. Like you're too young. You can't wear eyeliner. But then I always did. And then I would like get in trouble, or I would like try to like rub it off before coming home and like get out the door before seeing. It was like
she was a
eyeliner. But you know, I will say I didn't want my mom to like get sucked into a black hole.
Yeah, no, I think that might be extreme.
Yeah.
But for these girlies, it was just like, yeah, that's what we want.
Yeah.
So suddenly a song comes on the radio, and Courtney's like, oh, I love this song. And she turns it up and she starts to sing along. And I gotta say, this like little jam sesh that these girls have like lasts a solid 30 seconds of them just like singing along, and they're like feeling it. Like Courtney is like doing little dances and like acting like she's the star of the show, and it's just like, okay. And
yeah.
I looked up the song because I was like curious, is this like a real song? And I don't believe this one was. I believe this one was like specifically made for this film. Which kind of makes sense. Like I shouldn't be surprised by that, because like with a $500,000 budget, you probably don't have much room for music licensing.
Yeah, agree. Yeah, like you just got to be like, okay, put something together that works, done.
Exactly. So the girls, you know, they're driving along and they reach a stop sign and they stop, you know, as you would. But a car is behind them, and like as soon as they stop, like immediately like starts honking the horn and like telling them to go. And for some reason, Amy, she's like waving the car to go around. She like puts her hand out the window and like waves the car to go around. I wish I knew why.
Yeah, okay.
It's like, just go, but that works. But that's when they realize, like after she waves this car, they're like, oh my God, wait, it's a boy from school. It's the same boy that we were seeing in Courtney's dreams last night, of course. So this boy, his name is Matt. He pulls up to the side of the car, and Amy's all giddy, like, oh my God, Courtney, it's Matt. You know he likes you, right? He told Darcy he thought you were cute.
Ooh.
Amy like leans over to Courtney's side of the car and like manually rolls down the window and is like, oh my God, talk to him. Like, talk to him.
Oh my
God. First of all, I'd kill you.
No, absolutely not. We are not friends anymore. I'm sorry. It is that serious.
It really is. I'm like, this could not be me.
Yeah.
So they say hi. Like Matt pulls up and says hi. And Matt goes, are you guys like, are you doing anything after class? And Courtney doesn't respond right away because she's like a little like flabbergasted, right? But Amy, sitting in the driver's seat, very visually prodding her to say something. And like, it's like, Matt can see you, girly. And she's just like doing all these gestures. And I'm like, oh my God, stop. Like, you're making me so uncomfortable right now.
Yeah.
But before Courtney has a chance to even say anything, Amy just like butts in and is like, we're practicing with our band after school. Courtney's in it with me, Sheila Barrington, and Sally Burns. You should come over. It's a lot of fun. And then Courtney pipes in and is like, yeah, it's a lot of fun, which like, I don't know why she put emphasis on lot. It was like, okay.
It's giving like she's trying to like make an innuendo, but there is no innuendo and it just doesn't make sense.
Like, okay, girl. Matt's like, okay, I'll try to make it. So Amy's like, okay, my garage, 4:00. And then a car pulls up behind them now and starts honking because they are blocking the entire intersection.
Yeah.
And so they're like, okay, bye. See you later. And Amy and Courtney drive off. Of course, you know, they're very giggly. And honestly, like at that point, I don't really blame them because like if that happened with me in high school, I probably would also be giggly. Like, oh my God, the guy like's going to come over. Like that's typical behavior.
Valid.
Amy gives Courtney the I told you he liked you, and Courtney's like, yeah, I know, I'm just like really shy. And it's true, like Courtney is giving off the energy of the shy kind of naive girl, which of course she is,
because she's the main character,
she's our main girly. And then Amy is like, oh well, you should invite him up to Sheila's place this weekend. And Courtney's not sure if that's going to work out because she hasn't even asked her mom yet if she's allowed to go. But of course, Amy's like, oh my God, you have to go. And Courtney agrees. So she knows like she's got to get on her mom about that tonight. And she will. We're going to cut to after school now, and we're at band practice. As stated before, the band is made up of Amy, Courtney, Sheila, and Sally. And this is like our core four for the movie.
Yep.
This isn't so much of a scene as it is a performance.
Okay, this is what my issue was with Smile 2.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
That's so like, fair.
I don't care about it's a weird thing that a lot of sequels do. Like it's not I can't name them all off the top of my head, but like I know this trope of like we got people in, now let's write a song and like be rock stars. It's such a weird random niche trope, but I swear it happens more than people think.
It's so funny that you say that. And that's
oh my
all
God.
I'm gonna say.
Oh my God. Okay.
So Amy and Courtney are on guitar and backing vocals while Sally plays drums and Sheila's on lead vocal and guitar, and they're just like vibing and jamming and they're really into it. And I honestly like watching this scene. I don't know that any of them like really know what they're doing on these instruments like as actors, but I wouldn't either. So like I'm not gonna judge, but it's also funny to watch them. I'm like, I don't know if you have any clue what's going on.
You can always tell.
Right. They're mid-song and a car pulls down the driveway. And of course, it's Matt. And he just like, he pulls up, he gets out of his car, and then he just like goes around the front of his car. And he sits on his hood and he's bobbing his head and like vibing to them performing their song.
Okay. Like we're not even stopping and saying hi. Like we're just going to keep going. That's something. Yeah.
Because this isn't even band practice. We're performing. Like, honest to God. So I can't express how just like uncomfortable this whole thing is because Matt's just sitting there like smiling really big, and he keeps making eye contact with Courtney, and the girls do eventually finish up the song, and Sheila calls out to Matt saying, oh, like I didn't know you were coming, and he's like, yeah, Courtney invited me. So the girls decide it's time for a quick break. They need something to drink. So Amy offers to get some drinks out of the fridge, and Courtney and Matt take this opportunity to sneak out to the side yard, like go through the fence and like go into the side yard.
Okay, question mark.
Yeah. So Courtney is walking like a pace ahead of Matt, and as they're making their way into the yard, Matt puts his hand on Courtney's shoulder and is like, I like your music. And Courtney goes, thanks. And Matt is just like keeping his hand on her shoulder as they walk. And I don't know about you, but like that just seems so weird to me.
It's like not around her shoulders. It's just on her
It's literally like the palm of his hands resting on her shoulder. I'm just like, this is so awkward, but whatever.
Yeah.
So finally they stop walking and Courtney turns around and looks at Matt. And Matt asks her if she would like to do something this weekend. And Courtney is like, well, actually, I'm supposed to go up to Sheila's parents' condo this weekend to practice with the band. But, you know, do you want to come? The first question, Matt like looks at her and just goes, are her parents going to be there? Which like, yeah. Okay, Matt, we see you.
Yeah.
No, but Courtney like kind of like giggles and goes like, oh no. And Matt goes, bad girl.
Oh no.
Oh no is right.
Oh no. Do they look like 15? Like what's the vibe?
They look older.
Okay.
They definitely look old. They don't look high school.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes. But like still a line like that, it doesn't really matter the age. It never comes out right. Like, please stop.
No, it's still like it because Courtney honestly has the same reaction we do. Her jaw just kind of drops and she looks at him and laughs like, what the fuck did you just say to me?
Oh, okay. That helps. That helps.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like she finds it playful, like she laughs, but she's also like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What'd you just say? And she's like, not us, you must be thinking of some other girls. And they've been giggling through this whole interaction, like the two of them, like back and forth, but suddenly Matt gets like serious and he's just like, his face goes straight. He's like, no, I'm thinking of you. And the camera shot they go with for this too is like, it's a close-up centered shot of Matt's face. And you honestly feel like he's about to kiss you, which is kind of what they're probably going for. But at the same time, I'm like, can you back up? Like,
back up, yeah.
Please, like, you're making me really uncomfortable right now.
Yeah.
But the music gets extra sweet and he leans in and kisses Courtney and they have a cute little first first kiss moment. And then the two of them make their way back to the driveway. And Matt is like, thanks for inviting me. And Courtney goes, thanks for stopping by. And Matt goes to leave, but Courtney grabs him and turns him around and kisses him. And I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of cute. Like, it's like a cute little like second goodbye kiss. Also, that confidence is something that I could never possess, but like good for her.
Oh my God, no.
It's like, a girly, whoa, like you had zero confidence 2 seconds ago. And now you're like, come here. But Matt leaves. And Courtney goes back over to her girlfriends who they all just watch that, and I swear to God, they are not excited enough. Like they're just kind of like, so is he coming this weekend? It's like if it was like you and me, I feel like he would pull out of the driveway and we'd be like, I'd be like, what just happened? We would be like all excited. They are not excited enough.
Wait, is it in like a bad acting or direction sort of way, or is it like they like okay? It's not like they're genuinely like they're not bad friends.
No. Okay, it's just like the way this should have been directed is like they should have been all freaking out, but they weren't.
Yikes. Okay.
Courtney tells her friends that like he is gonna come this weekend, and Sally just goes, oh man, I know what Courtney's getting for her birthday. A boyfriend. I thought she was going a different direction.
I also was waiting for that to be worse.
I think, honestly, I blame our Twitch chats for where my mind went with that one.
Corrupts us.
This is on them.
Yeah.
Later that evening, Courtney is sitting at the dinner table with her mother, and this is going to be her opportunity to ask her about the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of goes about it in like this like slow sort of way where she starts out with, Sheila's dad just bought a new condo. And then she goes to continue, but her mother like cuts her off saying, oh, I talked to Valerie's doctor today. And she starts talking about that again.
Yeah.
And then she goes, I think we'll drive down there this weekend and see her. And Courtney just kind of sits there at first and pokes at her plate with like the food on her plate with a fork before suddenly going off and saying, it's just Sheila invited the band up to the condo this weekend and I really want to go.
Mm-hmm.
Her mom quickly replies with, so you don't want to see your sister. And of course, Courtney's right.
When you put it that way, come on.
Like, come on. That's sort of unfair.
Yeah.
And Courtney's like, well, sure, I'd like to see my sister, but, like we really need to practice for the dance coming up and everybody's going and I really want to go. And of course, like her mom's like, okay, I'll think about it.
Sure.
So then they just like go back to awkward silence and like eat their food.
Yeah. I will say whenever I get I'll think about it from my mom, it's not happening.
Yeah, no, that's a no. That is what we call a no.
Yeah.
Fast forward to after dinner, and mom's at the sink doing dishes while Courtney gathers the last couple of plates from the table. And she picks the plates up and begins to bring them over to the kitchen when she accidentally drops one of them. It falls to the ground, completely shattering, and Courtney immediately apologizes to her mom. Like, she jumps on it so quick, saying, like, I'm so sorry, it slipped. Like, and she reaches down and begins to clean it up. And at this point, the vibe that I'm getting with the mom is that like she's this horrible mother, because like just the way that Courtney acts like so nervous around her and all of this, like that's like the vibe I get. But then like suddenly that's not the case at all, and I don't know why. I don't know what the direction was here.
Okay, yeah.
So like Courtney goes to pick up the plates and her mom comes over and is like immediately comforting her, saying like, oh, it's an old plate, like don't worry about it. But Courtney breaks down crying.
Oh.
And her mom's telling her it's okay. But Courtney speaks up and says, that's not it. Sunday is my birthday and I don't want to go to a mental hospital. But then her mom goes, oh, honey, I forgot it was your birthday. I'm so sorry. What?
So, yeah, I feel like what they're trying to go for maybe is like the mom is she's a good mom, but she's so worried about her daughter that's in a mental hospital right now that like she's letting other things like fall to the side.
Yeah.
But it's just like not showing in a nuanced enough way to like get that across. Yeah.
I think you're entirely correct on that, because like the whole energy goes back and forth. And I'm like, I don't understand this character, but I think that is what they were going for.
Because that's oh my God. I feel like my mom would never forget my birthday, like no matter what we were going through.
Right.
That's sad.
Yeah, I know. Her mom is like, oh, well, we can stay home and you can invite your friends over. But of course, Courtney's like, Mom, no, all my friends are going to the condo and that's what I want to do this weekend. Courtney's mom's like, I don't know Sheila's parents. Courtney quickly replies with, they're great. But then she pauses and goes, well, except they're a little strict. which I think is honestly so funny.
That is. Slip that one in there.
It's like, yeah, actually, they're really strict.
Yeah.
So Courtney's mom finally gives in, very reluctantly, but Courtney's extremely grateful and thanks her mom for letting her go this weekend.
All right.
So it's much later that night. It's probably, somewhere between 11 and 11:30, and Courtney is in bed and she's on the phone and she's very giddy and she says into the phone, I just wish you could come earlier on Saturday. And then we cut to Matt, who is sitting in his room that is covered in football posters, naturally.
Of course.
And yes, he's like, oh, I got to do this thing with my family, but then I promise I'll be there. Courtney's mom hears her on the phone and tells her, hey, you need to go to bed. It's almost 11:30 on a school night. So Courtney's like, okay, I gotta go. Tells Matt she's gotta go, but she'll see him tomorrow. She hangs up the phone and turns out the light. As she leans back on her pillow, we start to get flashes of Matt again with his shirt off, holding a football. But these shots are accompanied by some other flashes as well. We see a long hallway with red flashing lights, those black spiky boots again, more shots of a drill, and then suddenly a severed hand covered in blood falls to the ground. And this jolts Courtney awake. She sits up in bed and turns her lamp back on. She grabs a music player. I don't know during this era what it would have been, whether it's a Walkman or what, but she grabs a music player, puts her headphones on, and she grabs a magazine and just starts flipping through it, which honestly, I feel I always try to fall right back asleep when I have a nightmare. But
really, do you ever do you get are you a vivid dreamer or nightmarer?
I feel there's only been
my pen. I just clicked my pen and it just fell apart. And what? Hello? It just all fell apart.
You're so strong.
I need to be careful with my strength here. No, yeah. Do you have vivid dreams?
I feel I've only had less than 5, a handful of dreams where I've woken up and really been frightened.
Yeah.
Usually I wake up and I just feel relief. I'm oh, good, that wasn't real. But there's only been a few where I was whoa, that was so fucked up.
I'm such a vivid dreamer. And every once in a while, a couple times a year, I'll get a nightmare that when I wake up, it still doesn't feel the world doesn't feel right and real. I know it wasn't real, but I also it feels too real still, and I have to watch SpongeBob.
Oh my God.
Take myself out of that creepy dream world I was just in and then be ready to go back to sleep. So I feel this. Her distracting herself.
I feel I just get anxious about I need my sleep. So I need to go back to sleep. And that takes over everything.
I've literally called into work once because I had such a bad nightmare that I couldn't go back to sleep for 3 hours.
Oh my God.
And I was I can't wake up for work. I think I maybe did a half day. I called in late or something.
That's crazy.
I have crazy dreams. Actually, I have to tell you about it. I'm going to tell you after this a dream that I had recently.
Oh boy.
But I don't even want to say it while we're recording. It's that bad.
Oh my God. I can't wait.
We could cut it out, but I'm too scared.
Too scared. Valid. Fair enough. Courtney falls back into her same dream state again because eventually she falls back asleep and we see the hallway, but this time there's a girl running down the hallway screaming Courtney's name. Courtney mumbles back, Valerie? Valerie then says, Courtney, don't go.
Oh.
And Courtney's where? Then we get shots of a red guitar being played. An electric red guitar with a riff being played on the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
And our next shot is of Valerie beneath the bed of what looks like an abandoned mental hospital room. It's so decrepit, but it's giving a mental hospital. And she says, don't go all the way. Standing next to the bed are those pointy black boots. But we can see the legs now. And the legs are wearing leather black pants and doing dance moves. Spins. Very Michael Jackson kind of dance moves.
Is Michael the killer in this one?
Michael Jackson is actually the murderer.
What is happening? Okay.
This is how I felt. When I was just okay, what am I looking at?
Tell me when the montage is over and I'll give you all my thoughts. Because I have them.
we're almost there.
Okay.
So suddenly the figure is just gone, and Valerie slowly crawls out from under the bed and looks around the room. She faces the wall for a moment, but then quickly turns around, and when she looks back into the camera, she screams. We see what she's screaming at. It's the killer from the first film, played by a different actor, dressed up as a greaser. And he says, "Rock and roll never dies." Courtney gets some final
fuck?
Girl, I fucking no. Courtney gets some final flashes of a large drill bit going through somebody's chest, blood spurting everywhere, and then she jumps awake again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I'm okay. So the thing that worries me is the fact that in her first dream, she saw the dead bird, and then, you know, you see the dead bird in real life. So then you're sitting here and like, oh no, like these are prophetic dreams. Now I really need to pay attention to when she dreams.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really paying attention just now, and I'm worried because if like, are we gonna be killed by a rock star? Like, is there just like a killer, like a rock star that's gonna like beat us to death with a guitar? Like, is that where this is going? Because if it is, I'm really I'm really nervous. I also, though, on another note, it's interesting that she's like dreaming of the mental hospital. I'm like, okay, are we gonna, I mean, the killer in the dream is at the mental hospital. So like, are we gonna go there? And is that gonna be like a setting where people die, or like Valerie is like attacked again and dies or something? Because I was thinking obviously that the whole most of the movie and like the kills and everything are going to take place at the condo. Maybe we'll get some back and forth, but mostly I'm just concerned that we might be dealing with like a serial killer rock star. I didn't think I would be saying that today.
It's funny, like the whole time you were just talking right now, I was like trying not to laugh because I think it's so cute that you're trying to rationalize like what the film's going to do thematically.
Yeah, it just isn't thinking that way. I mean, well, that's the thing too, is like it could just be a silly dream. Like it could just be like,
it could be
she's dreaming about a killer, and like the serious thing is her sister being like, don't go out. Is she talking about sex, or is she talking about, all the way to me refers to sex? And
yeah, that's
so
the
I don't know
I got
that. Okay, so that's it's giving just like dream that doesn't make sense and is silly, like because she wants to be a rock star, so it's like rock star elements, but then like there's some serious stuff in there, and
yeah,
okay,
yeah, that's about all you can really, okay,
yeah, I don't know where we're going.
No, you don't. So the next morning, we can hear a car horn honking outside of Courtney's house, and she runs out the front door, her mother following close behind. And her mother asks her if she's sure she'll be all right because she looks really tired. But of course, Courtney's like, "Mom, I'm perfectly fine. Like, I'm going to be okay." Her mom kisses her on the cheek goodbye before Courtney runs to the car where her friends wait for her, screaming in excitement. They're very excited about the trip they're going on.
Now they're excited. You couldn't have been excited about me and Matt, but you're just so excited, ready to scream now.
Right? No, like this is the energy they should have had when Courtney kissed Matt. Because it was also established earlier that, like, that Courtney hasn't dated anybody in a really long time too. So like this is like a big deal. And they were like not excited enough.
Exactly. And her friend was like, he so likes you. He so likes you.
Yes.
Then, yes, he does. And now you don't care. Okay.
Right? Oh my God. It's giving me. Anyway. They all wave bye to Courtney's mother, and I don't know if this was established in the first film or not, but they're like leaving and they're like, "Bye, Mrs. Bates," and I'm like, I see what you did though.
Right. I feel like we would have picked up on that in the first one.
Right. One of them also like holds a rubber chicken out the sunroof and waves it at her, which I don't know why they have that, but they do. They have a rubber chicken in the car.
Yeah,
which is how most of this film goes. You go, I don't know why, but it happened.
Sure, yeah.
So we are off. We've got a little road trip to go on before we get to the condo, and they're all so excited, like literally screaming and just being over the top excited about the fact that they're driving to the condo for the weekend, which like I get, like this would be really fun in high school to be like, we're going to a house by ourselves, like no parents. Like I get it, but it was there a lot. And then Sally is in the back seat and she pulls out a book and she's like just reading to herself. And Sheila looks at her and is like, "Oh, what are you reading?" And she goes, "Oh, this really weird book that I found under my brother's mattress." First of all, what are you doing
looking
under? Right? Why? Like, no part of me has been like, yeah, let me go look under my brother's mattress.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I don't.
What were you like? There's only one sort of thing you're gonna find there.
Exactly.
And you're
don't
curious
go looking,
about it?
Just don't go looking under anyone's mattress. And
No.
It feels like she's coming off as like, what is this? Like, I'm so innocent. Like,
Yeah.
I don't like the writing of that. It's weird.
It is weird, right? Sheila grabs the book to see, like, grabs at it to like see what the title is. This book is called Hot, Wet, and Wild.
Yes, of course.
Sheila is immediately like, "Oh my God, I have to see this." And then Sally and Sheila like start fighting over the book in the backseat because like it's just such a hot commodity. Like we just need this book.
Yes, of course.
In the front seat, Courtney seems to be drifting off a little bit because, she didn't really get much sleep last night. But Courtney falling asleep, well, you know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
Here come the flashes. So we get some normal flashes of the four girls in the car, but then we get a nice, full silhouetted shot of our killer. Again, rock and roll greaser holding his rock and roll guitar.
Yes.
But do you want to know
about
this guitar? Do you want to know a little detail about this guitar?
What's wrong with the guitar?
So, like, the neck of the guitar is a drill bit. Like a giant-ass drill bit.
That's cute.
So, yeah, it's like a big drill bit guitar.
So we're going to get drilled to death with a guitar.
Because most writers, when they go to sit down and write a horror film, like this is usually the kind of thing that they think
it feels like drugs were involved in the script.
I think they might have been.
Yeah.
Actually, guaranteed. I hope so. Are you?
Yeah.
So then we see water bubbling and like red water bubbling. There's blood in it. There's a bunch of just like blood. We just see a lot of blood. And the car pulls up to a grocery store, I should say. Amy and Sheila get out to go inside and grab some snacks while Sally and Courtney stay in the car. Courtney's looking out the passenger side window when suddenly Valerie runs up to the car covered in blood, slamming herself into the window.
Oh, okay.
We also get some flashes to accompany this. One of them features our killer doing some breakdancing spins on the ground in a red room.
Not breakdancing.
Breakdancing.
No.
He's breakdancing. Cassie.
Why are we breakdancing? Like, I'm already mad because I want to give myself 100%. Because I'm not going to be killed by a breakdancing guitarist. Like, I can't let that happen.
So, Courtney, she screams, and Sally immediately sits up and grabs at Courtney, like, what's wrong? What's wrong? Courtney looks out the window, and of course, Valerie is nowhere to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
It was all just a dream. So everything is perfectly fine, right? Probably.
Yeah.
A little later, we can see the car pulling up on a development full of condos. And it's a very nice area. And one thing I have to point out that is so funny to me is like, those like big banner flags that are like rectangular and they're on usually like a big pole.
Yeah.
You see them at like events. There is a line of these leading up to the condo complex and they're just plain red. So they're literally driving past all these red flags as they go into the condo complex. And like, it's just funny because that's such a thing today where we talk about like all the red flags and it's like literally red flags like crazy.
No, that's so funny. You know what else is funny is the fact that they chose like a condo as the setting of like
my God
movie. Like you would think if they're excited to go get away and like be with their band, they would choose like more of an isolated situation, which I know is cliche, but like this is just wild that we're just going to like a condo in this neighborhood full of people,
Well, it's funny because we're gonna get into something in a second here that touches upon that. Okay. So they pull up to Sheila's parents' condo and one of them makes the comment and says, "It looks like nobody lives here yet." I think that they threw this line in here and threw this concept in here because we then get shots inside and the place is like not furnished at all.
Okay.
So like they just like straight up rented an empty condo to film in. But like one room has furniture. There's like one fully furnished room and the rest of the house is just empty.
Okay.
Literally so wild.
That is, yeah, that's just, okay. That makes sense. That totally makes sense.
So anyway, the girls unpack the car and they bring in all the snacks they just bought and all of their instruments and all their equipment. Courtney makes her way into a bedroom and calls for Sally, saying like, hey, we can stay in this room. And she goes to throw her stuff on the bed when something under the covers flings itself up out of the bed. And Courtney lets out not really a scream, but like a little yelp.
Mm-hmm.
It is an inflatable sex doll. Because, yeah.
What do their parents do here?
Right? Like,
no
what
furniture,
are we up to?
one room, sex doll.
Sex doll.
I genuinely... Okay, yeah. So what do they act like that's normal? They're like, oh my God.
Well, so Sally walks in and goes, it looks hot, wet, and wild to me. Haha. So then Sheila comes running in. Remember, this is her parents' place, right?
Right.
She comes running in because she heard the screaming and she's like, what's going on? And then she sees the sex doll and she's like, oh, my brother's been here again.
Okay.
I feel
like... No, because I feel like most of this episode is like turning into me being like, oh, okay. Like I have no words. And then it's just Caitlin looking at me like, yeah.
Exactly. And you know, we do have one of these episodes every once in a while. And I knew this was going to be one of them. I had so much trouble writing this script because I was just like, what the hell am I saying? Like, what is this?
I can see how this is trying to be comedy.
It's definitely a horror comedy.
Yeah.
But it's like, I want you to watch these movies so bad because this one in particular, oh man.
Is this one a lot longer than the first or about the same?
Like almost exactly the same length.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Sally like looks at Sheila and is like, oh, your brother is such a pervert. And Sheila goes, yeah, it runs in the family.
I thought she didn't even know what she was looking at in the car, like the magazine or whatever it was. She was like, well, what? Look what I found. What is this?
No, so I had to go back and check. Sally was the one who found the book in her brother's bed, and this is Sheila's brother that we're now talking about.
We just all have, well, sure. Okay, we're in high school.
You were going to question perverted brothers, and then you were like, well,
it's high
school boys, period.
You know what? This is like the most, like the thing that makes the most sense in this movie so far.
Exactly. No, but then every time I read the next line of my scripts, I'm like, do we have to? So Sheila then turns back to the doll and like caresses it and is huh, did they hurt you? And Sally squeezes the stomach of the doll. And I'm just sitting there like, I'm not touching that. Like, no, why are you touching it?
No, yeah, that's disgusting. I don't know why they're trying to be all up on it because we know where it's been. We know where it's been. Like, we don't want to be a part of that.
And it's like, especially because it's like her brother too. Yeah. And I'm like, that's like extra disgusting. But yeah, you guys have fun, I guess. So a little later downstairs, Sheila is in the process of breaking into her dad's booze closet, as she calls it. Mm-hmm. She gets in and she grabs the alcohol she wants, and then we see a spread of what these girls have for the night. And honestly, it does look like a fun time. They've got chips, they've got like multiple bottles of Cheese Whiz, which is like so random.
Can I say something about Cheese Whiz?
Yes, you absolutely can.
I am a copycat. Like, listen, Selena Gomez was my idol when I was a child. Okay, so it's kind of like Regina George does this, I do it. And you know, like I was eating like peanut butter with pickles because Selena Gomez liked peanut butter with pickles. Okay. But do you know what Selena Gomez likes that's actually so good? And I shouldn't recommend it because it's very not healthy, but listen, Ritz cracker, pepperoni, Cheese Whiz, another Ritz cracker, put it in the air fryer for like a couple of minutes. It's so good. It's so good. Really? So now I've been triggered by the Cheese Whiz mention because I haven't had those in a while, and now I want them.
She's going to the grocery store after this.
I gotta go.
Gotta get the materials. The four girls are sitting on the floor in front of the TV. We don't really see what they're watching, but it's kind of like giving like their MTV is on or something, because Sally is like, one day we're going to be in a rock video and we're going to be on TV because my song's going to be a hit. And the other girls are like, yeah, well, if you ever finish writing it, and she insists that she's going to finish writing it this weekend, like they can calm down. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, my script.
Oh my God.
No, because I did text, speech to text. My script says,
God.
It says Sheila comes in with more boobs. It was supposed to say booze.
I'm not gonna lie, if she came in with an extra pair of boobs, like on her back or something, I wouldn't question it. I'd be like, yeah.
That'd be wild. I would love that. That would be so fun.
Oh my God. No.
I think we should stick with that, because then the line reads, Sheila comes in with more boobs. And the girls are like, oh my God, girl, stop. She's like, why not? We're not driving anywhere. But no, wait, and my next line is, and besides, the men won't be here until tomorrow. I'm crying.
Me too. Oh my God.
No. The men won't be here until tomorrow.
To all the men out there, we whip out our extra boobs when you're not around. It's just what we do. You thought you knew what happened at sleepovers.
Oh my God. No, and it's like, it's funny because like I wrote too, I was like, my next line is, I don't know about you, but besides the men won't be here until tomorrow is a wild comment. Like, what do you mean by that? And it is, but now I can't take that seriously anymore.
Yeah.
Ooh, anyway.
That's crazy to say, actually.
Isn't it?
What the hell?
Yeah.
Like, we're safe for now. What the hell?
And it's like, it's said so casually too.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Like, whoa.
Wow. Yeah, let's go with the boobs just for headcanon.
I like the boobs one. Yeah. So much better. This upcoming scene. So a song comes on the TV and one of the girls is like, oh my God, turn it up. I love this song. So they do turn it up and they all get up and they just start dancing. And they are jumping up on the couches. They're running around, like thrusting their bodies all over the place, which is fun enough, sure. Yeah. But then we cut to the driveway where a car is pulling up and two dudes are getting out. One of them, Jeff, says, you think they'll be pissed at us for coming early? And the other one, TJ, is like, you're so uptight. Listen, I'm telling you, these girls will love it.
Who's Jeff and TJ?
So we don't even know at this point, but they're here.
I love that this is also just like a carbon copy of what happened in the last movie where like the girls were having a sleepover and then the guys were like, let's show up. Hello.
Literally. This happens more than once in this movie where I'm like, okay, so we're going to repeat the scene that we did before.
Oh, yikes.
No, like, and I haven't even gotten all the way there. So
oh no.
One of them, like Jeff is like a little more hesitant and unsure, like maybe we should have called first, but TJ's like, nah, like they're gonna just like love that we're here right now. So we cut back inside and Sheila is getting a little bit out of control. She is up on like a standing lamp and she's okay, wait, hold on, back up. She's not standing on it.
Okay. She's getting a little out of control. She's just standing on a floor lamp. Like, how tall are these ceilings in this economy?
Okay, when I say she's up on it, like she's sliding up and down it and like, you know,
yes.
Yeah, she's like all up on that thing, if you know what I mean.
Got you.
So outside, the guys are walking up to the front door and they can hear the music playing. And TJ's like, see, I told you they'd be here. He goes to go inside, but the door is locked. And also the music is so loud that the girls can't hear that they've arrived.
Of course. Also, we don't hear things in this universe.
No, we really do not. So, I mean, you could probably kind of see where this is going. So the guys are like, oh, let's go around the side, like see if there's another way to get in. Mm-hmm. Inside, we are continuing to get our dance montage of these girls. They are doing choreographed dances and also having individual spotlight moments, like where like we have the camera, like it stays in one spot, but like it just keeps flashing from like girl to girl. It's like we're making a music video, I swear to God.
Okay.
Sheila is still getting wild and she's getting very sensual with her dance moves. Mm-hmm. She grabs a bottle of champagne, pops it open, and starts spraying it around the room, covering herself and the other girls with the champagne, and they're all running around and screaming.
What are they? Are they like wearing normal clothes?
At this point, yes.
Okay. What do you mean at this point? Wait.
Well, so Amy gets
Oh no, we have champagne all over ourselves. Let's take off our clothes.
Literally. Oh no. Girl. What? Did you watch this movie? So Amy gets in on the fun. She grabs another bottle and starts spraying the other girls with it. And Sheila is like laughing maniacally. Like literally she's like, ha ha, I'm all wet. So she's all wet, right? So she has to take off her shirt and her bra.
Oh.
So yeah.
Okay. Oh, I forgot that there's like literal like full nudity in the first one, right?
Right. In the
I
first
forgot
one,
that was the vibe. That was like a whole thing where they didn't really want to, so they try to do it in like the best ways possible, right?
Right.
This is a different way of doing that.
This is very different. Like this kind of happens in like, as you know, like this kind of happens in the first one, but this scene was like, see, this is where it's like confusing for me because again, it is written and directed by a woman. And it does feel like, actually, I'm going to talk about this in a minute. So I'll get there in a second. But when Sheila like takes off her bra, she starts like whipping it at the other girls. And so Sally takes off her shirt and like she's just in her bra and they're like using their clothes to like hit each other. And then it like turns into a pillow fight and there are feathers flying around the room and like they're all wet.
We're in the living room?
Yes.
Where'd the pillows come from?
Dude, I don't know. Don't ask me. Like this place was unfurnished and then like they just got pillows and lamps. Like I don't know what's going on in this place. I really couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
So similar to the first, or not even similar, exactly the same as the first movie. The two guys have made it to the side window that looks directly into the living room. And they're just, gawking and being like, oh my God, wow. And it is a little funny though, because Jeff, the kind of more naive guy, goes, I didn't know girls really did this stuff. Which obviously is like,
me either.
Don't. Exactly. No.
Yeah.
So like they don't. So I'm like, is this the writer's way of poking fun at like these scenes in movies? But like but you still went all the way. Like it's still there. It's still happening. And it's like the most extreme it could be. I mean, not all the girls are naked, but
right.
So I'm like, I don't know. It's interesting.
I wish I knew. I'd be curious to know what the intention was because I hope whatever it was, it's not translating. Like what?
Yeah, right.
Odd. Yeah.
Like this is like the most classic example of these kinds of scenes that we hear about. Yeah. I mean, it's funny just in the sense that it's like so over the top, but I'm also watching it like, what the fuck like is happening?
Yeah.
So we get one more slow motion shot of the girls jumping and dancing around to the music as all of the final feathers like drift to the ground. And they sit on the ground a bit out of breath, kind of laughing. They're very drunk. They're very out of it. And Sally looks at Sheila and goes, you know what? Oh my God.
Oh no.
Every time I forget something happens. Okay, so sorry. Sally looks at Sheila and goes, you know what you look like? And she's like, what? And Sally goes, a big chicken, because she's like got feathers on her. Oh. And I don't want to describe what happens here. So I'm just gonna do my best. Sheila like starts squawking back at Sally, but she's also doing like, like chicken wing motion, but not with her arms. She's doing it with her boobs. So she's using her boobs, like pushing them together repeatedly, like chicken.
Is she the one that is like full boobs out?
Yeah. And she's like squawking at her friend.
With her boobs. She's like pushing them together?
Yes.
What the fuck?
Like, I'm like, listen, I like get that like, yay, womanhood and girls are comfortable with each other and like whatever, but like my friends and I don't do this.
No. Actually, I would, well,
wait,
no, I wouldn't.
Whoa,
wait.
Girl, stop. Where are you going?
Let me finish what that sentence was. No, I was gonna say I would love to know like if this is like a normal thing for anyone. But then I was like, I don't even want to know that. Like if that's what you guys do, like I don't want to hear about. Like that's
guys,
chill.
go over to the Discord. No, I'm kidding. Please don't. Actually, don't.
No, in hindsight, the way I started that sentence was not okay. Help.
Because you were like, my friends and I don't do that. Actually, I was like, wait a second.
I would. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
So the girls, they're sitting on the floor. They're kind of like giggling, all drunk. And then they hear a noise come from the other room. And Sheila asks the other girls if they locked the back door. And they're like, no. And so Sheila's like, I got to go check what's going on. But they're not that serious about it because they're so drunk and they're kind of just giggling. But Sheila makes her way toward the back door. and she's sure to bring her alcohol with her. She's like taking sips as she rounds the corners, like looking around to see like where the noise is coming from. Like someone might be in my house. Let me get more drunk. And she walks into the kitchen and she sees that the fridge is wide open, which is weird. So she takes the bottle that she's holding and she like tips it upside down. So she's ready to use it as a weapon. Next thing she knows, Jeff falls backwards in front of her, holding a knife to his chest like he's been stabbed, and TJ comes jumping out from behind a wall and tackling her.
Like, why? Like, they didn't even set that up as like, let's pull a prank on them. And then
well, they couldn't do that again, too.
Ugh, right. It's just another repeat.
It literally is exactly the same as I did in the first one, which is so crazy. She screams before quickly realizing who it is, and they all kind of start laughing. And then the other girls come running into the room. And it seems like TJ and Sheila might be a couple or like have a thing at this point, because TJ is like sitting on top of Sheila. Like Sheila's laying on the ground and he has like her wrists pinned to the ground and like sitting like basically on her crotch. And they're just being interesting together. And he even brings up, oh my God, TJ's like brings up, I don't even remember how he says it, but he's like, oh my God, those weird dance moves you guys were doing it. Like he's not shy about the fact that he was like watching them while they were doing things, which is like
Sheila's chill. She's like, haha, yeah. Okay.
She's pretty chill about it.
Yeah.
Like they're like, that's not funny, but like in a way where they're like, oh, you guys scared us.
Sure.
Like, you know, that vibe.
Yeah.
So later that night, Sally and Courtney are laying in a bed, and Courtney is having a hard time sleeping because all she can hear in the next room over is Sheila and TJ going at it. Courtney whispers, asking Sally, like, are you awake? And she is. So Courtney's like, do they always make this much noise? And Sally says, yeah, the more they do it, the louder they get. Practice makes perfect. And then she just rolls back over and goes to sleep.
Okay. Good night.
Okay. Good night, I guess. Like, I'm glad that this doesn't affect you at all, but I would also be like probably like trying to sleep.
Right. Yeah. No, I need some like silence. I'm not even like a TV on girly.
Yeah. See, I am a TV on girly, but that's like just like, because I can't sit in silence. My brain wants to run amok, you know? So I'm like, TV, please. But I'll take silence over sex noises from my friends. Like, I'll take the silence. We actually have what appears to be a bit of a time cut, and Courtney is still laying there awake, still listening to the two of them. And I don't know how long they've been going at it, but it seems like it's been a long time. And good for them, I guess. And we hear Sheila go, you're fantastic. And TJ just goes, I know. TJ's the worst. I just want you to know that now. Like TJ, he's so stupid too. I can't even express you the vibe of his character.
Just the airhead of the film.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
So Courtney must finally fall asleep because her eyes are closed. Oh.
Also, fantastic is just wild. You're fantastic. What?
It's giving like that Barbie song, like, it's fantastic. Yeah. TJ's like, I know.
Help.
So Courtney finally falls asleep, but I only know this because like she opens her eyes, like they're closed, and then she opens them. And this time lying next to her in bed is Matt. Shirtless Matt is in bed next to her.
Okay.
So yes, so we see what we're going with. So Matt caresses her face, like leans over and caresses her face, and Courtney leans over to kiss him, leaning on top of him, and seems like they're gonna start making out a bit, but suddenly Matt turns into the greaser killer. And this isn't like a clean cut in editing. It's not like we change, like we literally just do like a rough fade where like she's supposed to be like staying in the same position, but like they just phase the two shots together. But anyway, the killer flips Courtney back onto her back, pinning her to the bed, and he says, I know what you want. Courtney pulls away and falls to the floor. And laying on the floor next to her is Valerie's dead body. Courtney, of course, screams and looks up at the killer, saying, you killed Valerie. He just looks down at her from his spot on the bed and says, Valerie? Oh, I've had Valerie. I'm tired of Valerie. I just want to make love to you. He reaches out a hand to your face right now. Girl, this movie is wild.
I just need to get to like the end at this point to rethink about all of these moments and like what they're going for here.
I know. I need you to watch this movie. Just so you have to.
Yeah.
He reaches out a hand to Courtney and she slaps it away and runs out of the room. And she runs into the hallway, but she runs smack dab into the killer because now he's just standing outside the door. And he grabs her and says, I am you and you are me until we go all the way. He leans in for a kiss as Courtney quickly rolls like away off the wall and runs downstairs. The killer lets out a big like cackling laugh, and then he goes into a bit of a sing-songy voice and he goes, "Hey baby, love the one you're with." And that's our first score check-in.
What does that mean? Love the one you're with? Like, unfortunately, my brain does want to like pick this apart, but then also I'm like, given what the movie is, I feel like I just shouldn't waste my time.
See, what's interesting is like they probably were going for something here.
Yeah. Well, what I'm taking from this, like if I'm like, this is okay. What I'm taking from this is like maybe I shouldn't trust Matt because Matt is like turned into the killer. And so maybe like it's foreshadowing that he is the killer. Who would she go all the way with right now? Only Matt. So like maybe I don't know. Maybe it's something about Matt, but who freaking knows?
That's a fair, you know what? That's honestly probably the right way to look at it. There you go. So I feel like we don't really need to do a score check-in right now, in the sense that nobody's died, but this is our first act of the movie. And up to this point, in terms of the choices that people are making, nobody's really done anything wrong.
No.
Well.
We both go,
well. In terms of survivability, nobody has done anything wrong. Outside of that, well, we could have other conversations.
Yeah. No, I think I would be in the same position that they all are, for sure. It's not even a situation with a lot of horror movies. It's like when they go to a certain place, I'm like, I wouldn't go there. That's creepy. But like, it's not even that. It's just...
Yeah. They're just friends hanging out. Yeah. So, yeah. So the next morning, Courtney wakes up on the kitchen floor. She looks around the quiet kitchen, light pouring in the windows, and starts crying, which, like, honestly fair, kind of like a traumatizing dream that she just had.
I'm surprised no one heard anything. That's
Are you?
Crazy. Well, no. I forgot.
She's like, oh.
No one hears things.
Not in this universe. So a little while later, Courtney actually sits in her swimsuit on the edge of the pool out back. And it's like a really nice pool area. It's like a big pool. And she's looking a bit upset, understandably, as Amy comes outside holding a platter. "Oh, there you are," she says. But then she realizes that Courtney isn't looking so hot, so she asks her what's wrong. Courtney's like, "Amy, I feel horrible." And Amy's like, "Oh, it's just like the hangover. Everybody's got one. Don't worry about it." And Courtney tells her, like, that's not it. She's been having really bad nightmares about what happened at Trish's when she was 12 years old. She tells her about this really weird guy that she keeps seeing in her dreams and that he was in bed with her last night. Amy kind of smirks a little, trying to hold back her laughter, and she looks at Courtney and she hands her a glass of juice and tells her she should just, drink that, have some toast, and you're going to feel a lot better. Which I have no issue with that being Amy's reaction. Of course. So Courtney keeps going, though. Through tears, she tells Amy that last night this man killed Valerie, and she knows it was real because she could feel him in the room with her. Amy puts her down, saying it's probably just from the alcohol. So Jeff and Sheila come outside, and Jeff actually walks over to Amy and gives her a kiss on the cheek. So I guess they're a couple, which we don't really find out till now. So, yeah, Amy and Jeff are together, and Sheila and TJ are together.
Okay.
So then TJ comes running outside, holding the sex doll, and he does a cannonball into the pool with it.
Yeah.
I
can see on your face how much TJ infuriates you.
Oh my God. This boy, I just can't even describe him.
Yeah.
Because he's like aloof, but he's also like super obnoxious and super gross, and it's like it's almost like his character traits don't mesh right, so like everything just seems so off about him.
Yeah.
So he comes over to the table and he's like, "Let's skinny dip," and Sheila's like, "No, like let's not." And then TJ starts talking to the sex doll, and he's like punching it in the face, saying, "It looked like they were really into it last night though, weren't they?" And she's like, "Well, we're sober now and it doesn't seem like you are."
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, TJ. Then TJ takes the sex doll and starts starts like making it eat Sheila's toe, like her big toe.
Why?
And we get a close up of it. It just
Not a
doesn't.
close-up of the toe.
We got like a close-up shot of the sex doll eating a toe, and I'm like, where in the plot was this a necessity? I'm just wondering.
I would love to read the script.
Literally, no, and it's like, it's hard because I know it's a comedy,
Right.
but it almost doesn't come across as a comedy. It just comes off as like a weird horror movie.
Yeah.
It's so hard to. I can't wait for you to eventually watch this movie.
Yeah,
because
I need to watch both of these.
Yeah,
soon.
The first one I love. I love the first one, and this one I actually enjoyed it more the second time. I'm not gonna lie, but it's like it's just so bizarre. Sheila looks at Courtney and asks her like, "What's wrong?" Because she still looks pretty miserable, and she asks her like, do you have a hangover? And Courtney's like, "Yeah, I guess so. Like my head hurts so bad." And TJ gets up and he's like, "I can fix that." And Courtney's like, "Oh, how?" He tells her to stand up, so she does. TJ starts massaging at her shoulders, and then he begins reciting what sounds like an exorcism prayer. And he's grabbing her so she can't move. And all the girls like start screaming at him, like, "TJ, stop it. TJ, let her go." And then we get a shot of Sheila. Actually, wait, this shot of Sheila, she screams, "TJ, get your hand off her boob." She's like,
what? It's on her boob now?
Apparently.
What the fuck?
So TJ then just pushes Courtney into the pool. And when Courtney goes underwater, she has flashes again. It's a lot of the same ones we've been seeing in many of our rock and roll greaser killer playing his guitar.
I just can't believe you keep saying that. Like,
I know.
I can't take it with a straight face. Like, no, I just can't.
And you shouldn't. And you absolutely should not. So Courtney's been under the water for a while. So her friends are starting to get worried about her. And so Jeff dives in to grab her. Jeff pulls her up to the surface and over to the edge of the pool where the rest of the group helps to pull her out. Courtney is fighting against them, telling them to leave her alone because it seems like she's still kind of like in that dream state and thinks that it's the killer that's grabbing her. But the girls are over here like, it's okay, it's fine, like don't worry about it. And she eventually like comes back to reality. TJ leans in and goes, "Sorry about that. How's your headache?" And then he does like his stupid chuckle that he has like after every single sentence he says in this movie. He's like, "How's your headache?" I'm like, "I'm gonna hate you."
I hate that.
So I guess Courtney then is on the couch and fell asleep because our next shot is of Sally like leaning over the camera in the same way that TJ just was. And she's like, "How's the hangover, queen?" And then Courtney sits up and tells Sally that she's feeling a lot better, but man, she felt so bad this morning, like she wanted to go home. Sally tells her that she could totally relate. She also wanted to go home all day. "I mean, my face is turning into one big pimple." Struggle is so real, girl.
Right.
Same. We're going through the same things.
I'd be breaking out too if I was around TJ. The stress.
Oh my God, valid. Courtney actually tells her that she can't see anything, but Sally's like, "No, you might not be able to see it, but it's there and it's so embarrassing." Sally tells Courtney that the guys are actually serving lunch down by the pool and she should come down and have lunch with them. Courtney says, "Sure, I'll be down in a minute." Out by the pool, Sheila is reading her little book again, and Jeff looks over her shoulders like, "Yo, where'd you get this book?" Now, TJ's also intrigued, so he actually snatches the book out of Sheila's hands. And he's like, "Hot, wet, and wild, what is this?" And he opens up the book and decides to read a couple of sentences out loud. And I'm going to read them for you.
Oh, dear.
"His burning lips seared her rose of a mouth, while his pulsating tool drove deep into the confines." He slams the book shut because things are just getting too saucy up in here.
Tool is interesting considering the drill.
Right? Exactly. Yeah. So now we come back to Courtney, she's outside now, and she's holding what looks like it's supposed to be a hamburger, right? 2 pieces of bread, like bun, but there is no burger in the middle. Instead, there is a severed hand covered in blood.
Okay.
And it's kind of funny because she's like, it's like very obviously there, and she's just holding it, and like she like gets some like blood on her hand and like wipes it off, and like she doesn't see that it's a hand, and I'm like, okay. No, actually, I totally forgot. This is what she does. She looks down at the burger, and the hand is fully like coming out, and she's like looking at it weird, like something's off. And it's not until she takes the top bun off that she realizes that it's a hand. And then, of course, when she sees it, she like throws it across the table.
Wait, this isn't like a hallucination dream?
Well, so she throws it across the table, and the others look at her and are like, "What's wrong?" And Courtney just goes, "My burger's weird." Like, girly has been crying wolf too much today, and I feel like at this point she's like, I can't do this again.
Right.
Because Jeff looks over at the burger that she threw, and it is like, it looks fine to me, because it does look fine. It's like a totally fine burger.
Okay. That's interesting. Like, it starts as like only when she's sleeping, and now it's just anytime she's hallucinating.
Exactly. So Amy's pretty compassionate though. She's like, oh, do you like, there's a chicken sandwich here. Do you want that instead? Like,
not the chicken.
Oh my God, true.
I can't eat chicken again.
Oh no, I can't do that. So she's like, she takes the chicken sandwich, and then we suddenly hear a cackle come from behind Courtney, and then some like rock music plays. It's like a guitar riff that they use over and over throughout the film. And she turns around and she sees a flash of this guy just like laughing hysterically at her. But then we just cut to band practice in the living room later that day.
Oh, okay.
So the girls are playing their instruments, singing their songs, while TJ and Jeff sit on the ground cheering them on. And this is where we have yet another performance by the girls. Not really a scene, more of a music video kind of situation. There's a lot of shots of the girls singing and playing their instruments, but then we also have these random shots. Like, one is of Courtney sitting on the couch looking at a picture of Matt. Then there's a few shots of Amy and Jeff washing a car together and getting playful and spraying each other with the hose. And then there's a random shot of TJ in the pool doing flips with the sex doll. Like, there's no rhyme or reason to what we're experiencing, but it's happening.
Yeah.
That whole thing occurs. But then later, TJ and Sheila sit by the pool on loungers, and TJ's reading the special book out loud to Sheila. He pauses after reading a sentence and then goes, "Are you in the mood yet?" And Sheila's like, "Absolutely not." So TJ keeps going, and he reads this line: "The hot, nubile bodies of the girls entwined about his massive form like sun-warmed ivy." First of all, what the fuck?
What is nubile? What?
Nubile.
What is that?
Nubile? Wait, let me look it up in case I'm stupid. The definition of nubile is of marriageable condition or age. So, like, just old enough is kind of the vibe that I'm getting from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It feels like an icky word. I don't like it.
Okay, we made it through another section of that book. I hope it's the last.
Right? But he reads this line and looks back at Sheila and is like, "How about now?" And she literally licks her lips back at him and then like reaches over and they start to make out. And I'm like, that's what did it for you?
She wants to entwine herself around him like ivy. Like, that's what she needed to hear. Okay.
Yeah, that's what she wanted. I'm not here to judge, but everybody's different. It's fine. It's fine. So inside the house, Courtney is taking some pills, I'm guessing some Tylenol or something for her headache. And so she pours a couple pills into her hand and then grabs an empty glass on the counter. She's going to need some water, so she heads over to the fridge. And when she opens the door, she screams as a full chicken, like a ready-to-be-cooked chicken, flings itself out of the fridge and into her torso. And she tries to push it away, but it's fighting back. Now, I don't really understand chicken anatomy, but there's like a longish like hole. It kind of looks like a penis, but I don't think that's what it's supposed to be. At one end of the chicken. And there's like a brown goo spewing out of it.
Oh.
I don't know why. Like I'm going to say, and I have said many times today, I don't know why, but it's happening.
I genuinely cannot picture this.
No, and I don't.
So
because
confused.
I don't understand. It's literally like, you know what I mean? Like a full chicken ready to be cooked, right? Yeah. It just like flings itself out and it's like pushing into her.
Sure.
And she's like pushing it away and it's just not going anywhere and it's spewing goo.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Courtney must have like run off to get help because the next thing we know, like she's running back into the kitchen with Amy and Jeff. And they're like, "You're saying something attacked you from the fridge?" And Courtney's like, "Yeah, I know it sounds crazy. It seemed exactly like," and they walk into the kitchen and on the floor is like a chicken ready to be prepared, but it's like packaged up and looks totally normal. And at first, Amy and Jeff do everything they can to hold back their laughter, but they can't really help it. They walk in and they pick up the chicken off the ground and Amy is like, "Is this the offering bird?" And then Jeff starts like making chicken noises at Courtney. And Amy is like, "You probably just opened the door too fast and it fell out." She begins to clean up the glass off the floor and from, the one that Courtney dropped. But Jeff actually butts in and is like, oh, I'll take care of that. And so he cleans it up, which again, that's like another one of those moments where I'm like, oh my God, no way. It's
best character. Oh my
Let's
God.
Let's go. And then Amy's like, Courtney, are you sure you're doing okay? And again, of course, Courtney's like, no, I'm feeling weird. I'm feeling really off. I don't know what's going on.
If I was Courtney at this point, I probably wouldn't have gone and gotten help. Like, I feel like I would be like, oh, I'm like seeing things and I need to go home and like, I don't know. Yeah.
No, I agree with you. Because like, how many times is she going to go, guys, look, and they're going to go, we don't see anything.
Right. Exactly.
Amy encourages her to go and relax for a little bit, like go take a hot bath. You're probably still just, hungover. There's probably still alcohol in your system, whatever. And Courtney's like, okay, you're right. Mm-hmm. So she goes upstairs to take a bath. So we cut to Courtney in the bath, and she seems like she's pretty relaxed. Her eyes are closed, and she has a little bit of a smile on her face again. And then we hear that cackle. Mm-hmm. Courtney jolts up and looks towards the end of the bath, where she sees small droplets of blood are dripping out of the faucet. Then a small geyser of blood forms in the bath water and like bubbles up. And she looks back at the faucet, and now a lot of blood is coming out of the faucet. Oh. She holds her hands up and realizes that her whole body is covered in bright red blood. So she begins screaming bloody murder as blood overflows out of the bath and onto the floor. And we get more flashes of the guitar. And Courtney throws on her robe, runs into the hallway, and closes the door behind her. But the blood begins to flow out from under the door, kind of giving The Shining, like with the elevator. Yeah. Like it looks kind of like that. Okay, but cool. On a smaller scale.
Okay, not as cool. Yeah.
Not quite as cool, but it's kind of giving that energy.
Yeah.
So she runs downstairs and finds Sally sitting on the couch working on her song.
If she's about to go and tell Sally, I just saw blood like flooding the bath. No, she's not going to do that. She knows she's seeing things, right?
That's what you think.
Oh, no.
But in a panic state, she asks Allie to come upstairs and see because something is going on in the bathroom. And Sally's like, of course I'll come see what's going on. So they run back upstairs, and you already know the bathroom is completely fine. I mean, it's not completely fine because Courtney like left the faucets on, so the water is overflowing onto the floor, but there is no blood.
Okay.
And Sally's like, Courtney, what are you doing? And she goes over, she turns off the tub. And Courtney begins to try to explain herself, but she just breaks down crying, which I don't blame her. Yeah. Like, this is obviously an insane experience that she's having. So Sally is trying to like calm her down and ask her what's going on. And she's trying to say like, you can talk to me. I'm your friend. Like, tell me what's happening. But then like, I don't know where she goes, are you on drugs or something? And Courtney's like, oh God, I wish I was. So many weird things are happening to me.
Yeah. Yeah. I would also be just like sobbing.
Yeah.
I'd just be like, how did you, oh my God, that is so scary. Like just on a mental health aspect, like without like whatever the hell direction the movie's going in, like I would be so scared.
Yes, exactly. But Sally like tries to relate again, and she's like, oh, I know what you mean. So many weird things are happening to my face. I mean, I have got the fastest growing zit I've ever had in my entire life.
Girl.
We get a close-up shot of Courtney's face as she looks to the ground, like clearly distressed. And then we hear Sally say, I mean, look at this thing. Courtney looks back up at Sally, aka directly into the camera, and immediately has concern written all over her face. When we look back at Sally, she does, in fact, have the world's largest zit on her face, but it's more than that. It's like a gross-looking wet mass that's all red and swollen, and it's really special. Yeah. It covers like her whole cheek.
Yeah.
And then we go back to Courtney, who kind of like shakes her head as if she's trying to shake away this image because it can't possibly be real. But then we cut back to Sally, and suddenly her face is giving Monstro Elisa Sue. Like,
ooh,
full blown, like morph. Like it really immediately reminded me of The Substance.
Yeah.
The entire right side of her face is like expanded and pulling in all directions, and it's red. And then there's like the spot where the zit was, right? So Courtney understandably is like freaking out. Like Sally, and the next thing we know, the zit spot on Sally's face,
it doesn't burst.
It starts spewing pus.
No, I don't like pus.
I know.
Oh my God.
Dude,
on
her. It's spewing all over her.
That's the shit. Bones and pus. I can't do it in horror.
Ew.
That's like gore for me. That's what I can't take.
Well, you would probably have a similar reaction to Courtney because like she doesn't scream, she just starts gagging. Which I'm like, yeah, that is the right way to react to the situation.
Yeah,
it's so nasty.
Yeah, that's so gross.
That is probably like the most physical reaction I've seen you have to
I hate
something on this podcast.
I hate pus, and I just know it's like over the top, ridiculous, disgusting.
Yep.
Like, ugh.
Yep. Courtney just runs downstairs again. She's always running and screaming. And on the way down the stairs, she actually runs into Matt. So I guess Matt is here now.
Okay.
And Matt is like, what is going on? And Courtney's hysterical and she just starts saying, no, she goes, Sally, she's in the bathroom.
Oh my
she's
God.
dead.
No.
She goes, she's dead. And Matt is like, okay, like, let's go upstairs. Like, what are you talking about? So I guess Matt gathers the other guys because the next thing we see is Matt, Jeff, and TJ. They all walk into the bathroom.
I love that he just doesn't even like get a hello.
Oh, I know.
It's just
she's dead. It's like, okay, girly. So nothing is wrong in the bathroom, of course. And Matt immediately turns to TJ and is like, did you give her some of your drugs? And TJ's like, of course not. I think she's been taking too many diet pills, which like, what?
Shut up. What do you
TJ,
mean?
Literally. Oh, no, he goes, TJ goes, she's ruining my weekends. And Jeff's like, okay, like that's really uncool. Like Jeff's not the greatest, but like he's fine, honestly. He really is. But like, compared to TJ, everybody looks like a saint in this situation.
True, yeah.
So they all head back down to the kitchen where they find Amy and Sheila with Courtney. And Courtney's trying to tell them that she's not crazy. She saw what she saw. It really happened. Mm-hmm. She's pleading with them, saying she knows he's in this house somewhere. And I wrote, she knows he's in the house somewhere, and that's actually really comforting. What?
Well, yeah. Honestly, at this point in the movie, anything is comforting if we can just like get less screen time of TJ.
Right? Oh my God, so true. But Matt. Oh, and Matt's actually really comforting.
Oh,
not that. Okay, that it's supposed to be Matt. So Matt's comforting her, like, and he's actually, he's being legit. He's like, I totally believe you. I believe you saw something.
Oh,
and he asks the group, like, have you guys seen or heard anything weird? And then Sheila speaks up, and she's like, wait, where is Sally? Like, I haven't seen her anywhere.
Oh, shoot.
And TJ, once again, he's so over this. He's like, come on, she probably just went to the store. And Amy's like, well, the cars are all still here, so that'd be kind of weird. And TJ just takes a big swig from the champagne bottle he's holding and goes, this is getting too stupid. I swear to God, that's exactly how he says it, too.
Ew.
Like, that's the way he talks.
Literally, then leave. No one wants you here anyway.
No, he is... I'm going to lose my mind over TJ in this episode. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Sheila is the first one to, like, truly believe Courtney at all because she says, well, maybe there is a psycho running around here. And TJ rolls his eyes, but Matt looks up at Courtney and says, maybe you should go lie down. I'm going to go call the cops. So Courtney gets up to leave the room, but then she notices a noise coming from, like, one corner of the kitchen. And she asks, who turned on the trash compactor? Ooh. And Amy's like, oh, I don't know. It was on when we got in here. And Jeff says, oh, I don't know. Probably just some old bones, which I guess is like in reference to the house being old, though it doesn't look it. But like then the sound effect kind of sounds like bones.
Crunching.
So it's, like it kind of sounds like that. And then Courtney just passes out on the floor.
Oh.
I don't really like, okay.
Your delivery of that was incredible. It's kind of cool, the bones. And then Courtney passes out on the floor.
It's like, honestly, okay, I hate TJ, but I'm also kind of over her at this point. I'm like, girlie, get it together. Yeah. Like, I get it, but at the same time, I'm just like,
it's weird.
What
she's
is happening?
Like, why? It's absolutely like the writing for sure.
Right.
Like,
no,
we should be rooting for her and scared with her, and like, she should not be annoying us right now, given the situation she's in.
But I'm like, oh my God, she passed on the floor for some reason. Like, girl, get it together. So a little while later, the cops are actually here.
Oh.
And one of them is recounting the story to Courtney with a huge smile on his face, mind you. He says, so let me get this straight. You saw Sally's face explode in the bathroom. You haven't seen her since, dead or alive, and you think she's in the trash compactor, but you're afraid to look, right? These cops are not buying this story because, I don't blame them.
It's pretty out there, yeah.
So the other cop is asking Amy about the last time she saw Sally. When Sally walks through the front door,
what the fuck?
TJ goes, "No, go away. You're supposed to be dead." And he just starts chuckling to himself. And Courtney covers her face with her hands because at this point, like, what else can she do? Like, she's embarrassed, she's uncomfortable, she's scared, like every negative emotion that she could possibly be feeling.
Yep.
And she looks at Sally and is like, where have you been? And she goes, "Oh, I just went to the store to get more Oxy 10. And I guess that's like a stuff for like pimples.
Okay. Did she go on like a bike or something?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know how she got to the store, but she went. So she obviously seems a little confused as she walks in because there's cops here. And she's like, "Did I do something wrong?" One of the cops looks at her and says, "You freaked out your little friends here and you wasted about $200 of the taxpayers' money. But you didn't do anything wrong." The other cop butts in and he looks at the couch, which is directly like, it's like he's looking right into the camera, but he's like looking at the couch. And he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what kind of drugs this one is on, and I don't care because I don't want to have to deal with her mother and her father and the fancy lawyers. But I'll tell you, brat, something. If you jerk my chain in my town, I'll rip your lungs out."
Oh.
The other cop goes, "Okay, Kruger, Denny's is holding our booth. Let's go." So he's Officer Kruger. And in the cast list, the other guy's listed as Officer Voorhees, but I never once hear them say it. So I think that's kind of weird. And then, of course, there was like Mrs. Bates, and then Trisha's family, I guess, was the Cravens, which I didn't realize.
What
so
in
there's
the
a lot
world?
There's a lot of like name references in this film, which is kind of funny.
Go for it. Like, why not? This is the type of film that you can just do that. Go for it.
Exactly. Exactly. Poor Courtney just starts crying and apologizing to everybody, saying she doesn't know what's wrong with her. And Matt asks if she wants to go back home, but she says she's honestly just so tired and she doesn't want to do anything. The rest of the group decides they're pretty hungry, so they're going to go get a bite to eat. But Matt says that he's going to stay behind with Courtney. This is where I put our second check-in. At this point, we're
chilling. This isn't even a horror movie. Like this,
right?
Like it's still
right
really
at this
not.
Point.
It's almost like a comedy mystery. It's like not really gotten horror yet.
Exactly. So a little while later, I'm guessing Courtney's been napping because we see Matt walking into a bedroom holding a birthday cake. Courtney sits up in bed as Matt takes a seat next to her and thanks Matt for the cake. He says that he would love to sing for her, but his singing voice would probably gross her out, and they both kind of laugh. And the cake has a ton of candles on it. So Matt says to her, like, "You better take a big breath." And she says, "No, I just want to look at it for a while. It's so pretty." And honestly, I don't know why, like, that line stood out to me. I really liked that line. I feel like there could be, like, some beautiful metaphorical meaning, like, behind the concept of, like, just looking at your cake and, like, appreciating the candles instead of just, like, making a wish. I don't know why. I was like, oh my god, wait.
No, that is
There's
sweet.
so much you could pull from that.
Yeah.
But anyway, Matt asks her if, are you going to go ahead and make a wish? And very predictably, she looks into his eyes and says, "I already got my wish."
Okay.
And for a second, you think they're going to kiss because, like, naturally that would be the next step. But then Courtney just, like, breaks down and starts crying again. She's crying into his shoulder, saying that he must think that she's the weirdest person in the whole world and she doesn't know what's going on and she feels like she's going crazy. And he comforts her and says, "No, I think you're a very sensitive person, but something bad happened to you when you were little and all the excitement from your crazy friends brought it back for a little while today." And I don't know if I'm giving him too much credit, but, like, he's honestly being really sweet and understanding.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like he's reacting, like, perfectly.
Exactly. What more can you say than that?
Matt then leans in for a kiss. Anytime somebody, like, tries to make an advance on somebody in a vulnerable spot, I always feel a little weird about it. But it's, I don't know, like, this is meant to be weird. But he then leans in for a kiss and they start, kissing a little bit. And oh God, I have to say, the kisses are awkward because it feels like he's kissing her, but she's not, like, really kissing him back. And it's not supposed to be that way. It's just the way that it's acted. And then, like, it's just, like, it's, like, so awkward to watch the two.
Is there still a candle cake between them?
Oh, yeah, it's still sitting on the bed.
Okay. I'm
Just
worried
sitting
about
there.
that. I'm scared that's
You
gonna
should be.
start a fire.
You should be worried about that. So downstairs, the rest of the crew is arriving back from dinner, and they are being so loud and chaotic about it. They are talking over one another, and TJ is like, I have musical ability. And then they walk over to the setup from band practice and just like start playing music, but none of them are like actually playing. They're just making as much sound as possible.
I love that we came here for band practice and like we've not done it at all.
Oh yeah, band practice is what we came here for. Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
Did that one girl like finish writing the song? Hello, like I'm waiting.
Oh no, I don't think she did.
Yeah,
I would love to hear it though.
Yeah.
Again, yeah, they're being super loud and rambunctious. But upstairs, Matt and Courtney are making out a little bit. Again, the kissing makes me uncomfortable, but they're trying. So next thing we know, Courtney begins to unbutton Matt's shirt, so things are getting hot and heavy. And Courtney begins to say, Matt, I've never... But then she's interrupted by Mr. Rock and Roll himself as he chuckles and says, gone all the way. Courtney is acting a little strange, so Matt sits up and is like, you good? Then Courtney screams as we see a ginormous drill bit coming through the front of Matt's chest.
Oh.
Blood sprays around the room, of course, covering Courtney. And then we see the killer behind Matt holding up his drill bit guitar as it like continues to spin and like spew blood around because it's like a spinny drill bit covered in blood. And Courtney's still screaming. And when we come back to the killer, the drill, like it just had blood on it before, but now it's also covered in like guts. It's kind of fun. I kind of like that. And he goes, come on, baby, let's rock and roll. Courtney starts screaming at him, you're a dream, you're a dream. And the killer picks up a severed arm and holds it out to her saying, does this look like a dream to you?
Yes.
Courtney, it does, doesn't it? Courtney backs into the wall screaming and the killer revs his power drill. But, the way that he revs the power drill is like anytime he plays the guitar, it like spins.
Okay.
So, yeah. So he's like playing his little guitar riffs. He's like, come on, baby, we're gonna rock and roll. So Courtney just runs out of the room screaming, like valid crash out. And downstairs, remember, the group has been really loud, so they haven't heard any of this. But suddenly, Amy just kind of snaps out of it, and she's like, did you guys hear something? Courtney comes running down the stairs, screaming, as she does, we know. But this time, she's covered in blood.
Oh my God. Did she kill him?
Well, she's crying and screaming, saying, it's happening. He killed Matt. Suddenly, Mr. Rock and Roll jumps down the stairs right behind Courtney. And this time, everybody sees him.
What the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
No, I already know I'm going to be mad by the end of this movie because there's just no way we can explain this.
No.
There's
oh,
just
hell
no way.
I'm just going to tell you that right. Hell no.
Oh, God. Okay. Sure.
So TJ actually steps forward and picks up the guitar he had been playing, and he's ready to use it as a weapon. And he just goes, back off, punk. Courtney and Amy run into the kitchen to try to call the cops as the killer steps forward towards TJ and says, it's party time, kiddies. Die. Okay. Now, I love what Jeff does here. So you remember that standing lamp from earlier?
Yes, of course.
He picks it up, and it's like, it's so awkwardly large that like you can't really swing that. So he just kind of like pushes it like at the guy like really lightly. And you're just like, he's like,
pokey poke.
I got him with the lamp. And you're like, oh my God.
Oh no.
But it does give TJ and Sheila enough time to sneak out the front door, which is great.
Okay.
Jeff runs into the kitchen, and poor Sally is left in the corner of the room against the wall as the killer makes his way toward her. She's trying to like sneak her way along the wall to get away. And I need to try to explain to you what she does here. Okay. She like runs across the room, past a doorway, and into another corner of the room.
Sure.
Yeah. And she,
that makes sense.
Right. No, it makes a lot of sense. So like you would be doing better here. She backs herself against the wall, literally in the corner. And on the other side of this very wall is where Jeff, Courtney, and Amy are trying to get in touch with the police. But, the connections, like, it's not really working. Nobody's picking up, the usual stuff.
Yeah.
But then suddenly the phone unit that's on the wall starts to shake and break apart. And they see the drill bit coming through the wall right where the phone is. And it's covered in blood as Sally screams on the other side of the wall. So, R.I.P. Sally.
She was good.
I like Sally.
Yeah, she seemed like the nicest friend.
Yes.
Even though at the same time she was more concerned about her zit than anything, somehow she was still the nicest friend.
Yeah.
So.
I think it's like she was also, well, I guess Courtney wasn't there alone the whole time, but like she was there alone with Courtney. So like the two of them were kind of paired up together.
Yeah.
And she was just, I liked her. She was fun. Outside, Sheila and TJ are trying to run away, but TJ actually had been injured in the initial scuffle, so he's limping quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And the two of them make it to the main road, and a car actually drives by, and they try to wave it down for help, but it just like honks at them and keeps driving. But like, if I'm honest, I'm not going to stop my car in that situation, especially like in 2025 where we're like very aware of the ways that people kidnap specifically. I mean, anybody, but like more so women.
Yep.
It's like, don't ever help anybody on the road.
Yep.
Just don't do it. Like that sounds heartless, but
are they covered in blood or anything?
They do have blood on them. Yeah.
I'd probably call the cops.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't stop for them.
Yeah. Right. Because you just have no idea.
Yeah.
So Courtney, Amy, and Jeff must have also made it outside because we cut to them just hiding in the bushes. And Jeff asks Courtney where this guy came from. And she's like, I really don't know.
Yeah.
She says,
please explain.
Right? She goes, I was dreaming about him. And then all of a sudden, he was there killing Matt. Period. Like, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Jeff decides that they need to make a run for the car, which is not a bad idea. But then they realize that the car keys are inside on the kitchen table.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to go back inside and grab the car keys right now?
No,
right.
No. I'm just going to run as far away as possible, probably knock on other condos.
Yep.
Till someone answers.
Right. There's a lot of options right now.
Yeah.
Plenty.
They go back in, don't they?
Oh, yeah. So the three of them all together sneak around the side of the house, and Jeff, like, carefully opens the door and crawls into the kitchen with Amy and Courtney following close behind. And the keys are right at the door. He grabs them. And then he keeps crawling inside. Oh, because he wants to make sure that Sally's like actually dead.
Okay.
Like we got to let's double check. So he starts calling for Sally in like a whispered voice, like, Sally, can you hear me? Now I'm guessing Sally's body was like slumped against the wall because it's at this time that her body falls into the doorway and kind of like jump scares all of them.
Sure.
And they all like are like, ah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Jeff's like, all right, we gotta go. So they don't go back the way they came. They like go through the kitchen into the living room to go out the front door for some reason, because that's not obvious. So Jeff opens the door a little bit and like looks outside and he doesn't see anything. So he slams it shut first of all.
Oh my God.
And then he turns around and looks at the girls and it's like, are you guys ready? And they're like, okay, yeah, like we're sure. So he gives them a 1, 2, 3, go count. And then they all sprint out to like get to the car. This lovely group of geniuses, like they do run outside screaming. They're making as much noise as they possibly can. I don't know. But surprisingly enough, they make it to the car. They jump inside. Jeff sits in the driver's seat. Amy and Courtney both sit in the front. I don't know if there were cars like in this era that had like 3 in the front. I feel like that was a thing.
Yeah, I remember my grandpa having a car like that.
Yeah, so like that's like all 3 of them are sitting up front.
Okay.
And at first the car won't start and Jeff starts freaking out, but he keeps playing with it and eventually it does start. So he backs the car up and whips that thing out of the driveway. So we're home free, right? The 3 teens are driving down the road in complete silence, by the way. They're probably overwhelmed. I guess that's fair. We see the killer sit up in the back seat behind Jeff, and he scares them when he speaks, saying, "This is dedicated to the one I love." We hear the drill begin to go, and then blood splatters all over the windshield. The killer is driving his, drill straight through Jeff's seat. Spinning around, is spewing blood and guts everywhere. And it's like, this is pretty much what we thought was going to happen.
Yeah.
The girls jump out of the car screaming and run away. And they actually run directly back into the house that they were just in.
Well,
yeah. That's where they go.
Did they?
That is where they go.
Wait. First of all, like, why would you do that? You're an idiot. But also, did they have to not run like back a whole at least like half a mile?
Well, that's what it seemed like they were driving for a hot sec. But it looks like maybe they got about 100 yards or so down the road before the killer was like, I'm gonna make myself known now. They run back to the house. But what have TJ and Sheila been up to?
Right.
Well, they're limping their way up to another house in the neighborhood. Thank you.
Okay,
like,
yes.
why? This is what we should be doing.
Mm-hmm.
So they make their way up to a home that has all the lights on. So they're like, oh my God, like somebody will be here. TJ's lost a lot of blood at this point, though, so he's getting a little woozy here, and he's just kind of like leaning up against the house while Sheila bangs on the front door, screaming, asking for somebody to come help them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, naturally, all of the screaming has attracted, yes, the killer. So rather than wait for someone to open the door, because we don't know when they might make their way over here, we kind of just like run and limp away. But, you know, he's coming at us fast. So we get as far as the garage door when Mr. Rock and Roll reaches TJ and plays his little guitar riff as he drives the drill into his chest. R.I.P. freaking TJ.
So sad.
Like, goodbye, buddy.
Yeah.
Sheila runs away. A few moments later, a man opens the front door of his home and looks outside and is greeted with complete silence. Damn kids, he says, before going back into the house.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be mad. It's just I'm accepting it. Yep.
You just have to accept.
Yes. This is good, like, rage exposure therapy.
Yes. Yes. Back in the main house, Amy and Courtney are barricading themselves in a room, which is, again, extremely similar to the first movie, may I point out.
I remember.
They barricade themselves in this room, and then Courtney turns around and goes, oh, there's a phone. Which, like, what? Yup, good job. Like, did you barricade yourself in here not knowing there was a phone? Like, what was your plan?
It feels like the writer of the script was like, oh, there's a phone. Like, the writer of the script found it. Like, not them. They're like, oh, this works. This keeps it going.
You're so right. Courtney, like, makes her way over to the phone and begins to dial. And she's on the phone asking for the police department. She begins to explain the situation when we can hear the officer on the other line say, I don't want to hear this stuff anymore. He thinks it's a prank call because of what happened earlier in the night.
Sure.
Courtney continues to plead and cry to the officer, telling him that this is real, this is not a prank. But then we hear the officer go, don't call back, in a dial tone, which is crazy.
I wonder if you're getting multiple prank calls from someone, like if you're getting 911 prank calls or like your local station, I wonder, they must be obligated to go and check every single one, right?
They have to be. I mean,
yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. There's got to be situations, I guess, where maybe not. I think this one's crazy, though, because it's like there was one call.
Yeah. I bet
they were
you're going to get
scared.
You're probably going to get a warning for like one prank. But if you're doing a second prank, I bet it doesn't take long to like be arrested. Can you be arrested for that? Like, you should be. I feel like
that should be illegal.
Or like fined at least, like,
right?
Because like, stop! What are you doing? Because you don't want to create a like what's it called, like Boy Who Cried Wolf scenario, and then you're dying, and we're not gonna, because they have to come. I think.
I don't know how that works. Courtney's like, okay, we're just gonna stay in this room until it gets light out, and then we'll sneak out.
What?
Yeah, I don't. Okay,
let's wait. Let's wait till it to be light out, and then we can be sneaky. What? Is she hearing herself?
I don't know if she is. So Amy's like just sitting on the floor, like rocking back and forth. Like, girlie is stressed out.
Yeah.
And outside, Sheila's been running for her life. And she actually also makes her way back into the house.
Okay.
So upstairs, Courtney asks Amy, like, oh, did you hear something? So she goes to like listen through the wall. And Sheila is running upstairs, but she's doing her best to leave a blood trail. Like, she is like bumping into the walls and dragging herself along the carpet. Like, just a nice blood trail for the killer.
Yeah.
Who we are now going to see as he walks into frame at the bottom of the stairs. Before he heads up the stairs. Okay.
Oh no. How can it get worse?
Oh my God. Girl, he turns, looks directly into the camera, and says, now it's time for the fun part. He pulls out a champagne bottle. He takes a big swig. He tosses the bottle to the side, turns a light switch in the living room. But this switch doesn't turn on a light. Well, it kind of does. When our killer flips this switch,
not a spotlight,
colorful disco lights begin to flash in the living room, and a song begins to play. The killer whips back around and looks at us, pulling a cigarette from behind his ear and putting it in his mouth. He lights it up. He pulls his sunglasses off his forehead and onto his face, and he's ready to put on a show. And I do mean literally, like, he's not like gonna put on a murder show. Like, he's gonna put on a show where he's dancing and singing in the living room and performing an entire song. So
I actually cannot believe this.
I made this decision earlier, and unfortunately for the audience, I cannot share this with you, but Cassie, I need to play a little bit of the song for you just so you understand the energy.
Okay. Can I tell you what I'm imagining?
Yes.
In my head, I'm imagining that one song. You're not a SpongeBob girly, I don't think.
No,
but
I'm not.
There's an episode of SpongeBob where like this boy band sings for Pearl, and they're like, "It's all about you, girl, on your 16th birthday."
Oh, wait, I do remember that. I have seen that.
That's what I'm hearing right now. So, okay, I'm ready to hear the real thing.
Okay, sorry, guys. We'll be right back.
What is he saying?
So, like, his main thing he keeps saying, he goes, "Let's buzz. Let's buzz," which I don't know
Like
what that
the
means.
drill.
Like, dance? I don't know. I think it is actually, I looked it up, like, I think it is a real song that they, like, covered for
wow.
the movie.
This is a lot to take in.
No, it is. And this is like very specifically the point of the movie where I was like, how do I write this?
Yeah.
How do I write this for you?
Can the girls hear this happening?
No, they cannot.
Of course. Yeah.
No, they cannot. Nobody can hear this.
Okay.
And I actually did write right here in the script, I wish I could just show you this scene because nothing I say will be able to capture what happens and how I felt when I first saw this.
No, I will be watching these movies.
You need to watch. Everybody needs to watch this movie. So he is stepping. He is snapping. He is on the floor. He is breakdancing. He is hamming it up. And he gives us like little come here gestures as he backs over to the band practice setup. And he grabs the microphone. And he's swinging around and sings his song. And by the way, while all of this is happening, Sheila is upstairs like trying to get in the room where the other two girls are. But they're like really skeptical about opening the door.
Yeah.
I like wasn't even paying attention to this. Like this was happening, but I wasn't clocking this because I'm like, what the fuck is what?
You're still trying to catch up.
Oh yeah, I wrote, I'm too busy watching the killer ride the banister down the stairs and do spins. He's like jumping on the banister, he's like riding it down like a slide. Finally, Courtney's like, oh my God, that's Sheila. Like let's let her in. But of course, this is at the same time that the killer's like, I'm gonna make my way upstairs now. Yes. So he grabs his big guitar and he starts going up the stairs. And at this point, Sheila can hear that he's coming up the stairs. So she starts screaming like, he's coming, he's coming. And meanwhile, the killer's like, let's buzz, like down the hallway. And it's wild. So he appears around the corner into the hall and he gives us like a fun little performance face to Sheila on the floor. And she's just screaming her head off. Yeah. He's dancing down the hall, pretending to play the piano, doing little guitar riffs. The lighting is all kinds of colors. And he then cackles, which is the first time that Courtney actually like truly hears, like she doesn't hear any of the music or any of his voice, but the cackle she can hear. Oh. So when they hear that cackle, they kind of like, they were unbarricading the door to let Sheila in, but now they immediately start putting the barricade back like, fuck Sheila.
Yeah,
like, out in the hallway. The performance is coming to a close, unfortunately. And the killer pulls out the guitar and he starts like dancing towards Sheila with it. And then eventually just drives it into her chest as part of the finale of the song. And yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what more can you say? What more can you say?
Like, what more can you say? You can't.
Yeah. I have nothing to say. I mean, I'll have things to say at the end, but right now in this moment, I'm just like, okay, yes.
Yep, this is where we're at.
Yeah.
Sheila slumps to the floor dead, and our killer like gives her dead body like a wink. Okay. And things have gotten completely silent. So in the room, Courtney and Amy just look at each other and wait to see like what happened, what's going to happen next. Suddenly the drill comes piercing through the door and the girls scream and jump back. And our killer just like keeps making different holes in the door. As the girls make their way out a sliding glass door behind them that I didn't know existed until now.
Wait,
there's a door
are they not
in the room.
They're not upstairs?
So no, they are on the second floor. So
it's
they're
like
going onto a balcony, right? Yeah, so we're on the second floor, and so we cut to the girls running along, like, the roofs of the condos, and, like, at this moment, like, it's a great reminder as to how many people are in the vicinity of where we're at, because they're just, like, literally jumping from roof to roof on the condos. Like, that's how close we are.
I hate this movie.
I know.
hate this movie.
I know.
This is so bad. I want to like,
it's bad.
I feel bad for everyone who went to the theaters for this.
I did. Anybody? What were you guys doing? What were you guys doing? So they're running along the roofs, and then we look up and we see the killer. He's on the highest of high roofs playing his guitar and cackling into the sky while he smokes his cigarette. And eventually these girls, like, eventually they just get down from the roofs, right? And they're running, and they round a corner of one of the houses, and he's right there, and he whips his drill bit guitar through the air, and it scratches Amy's face just a little bit. And then the girls run away screaming, and after they run away, he stands there and goes, "I can't get no satisfaction." Like,
Sir,
okay,
pack it up.
Pack it the fuck up. You are not Mick Jagger.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be Mick Jagger, buddy. They're running, and we've reached, I'm kind of like speed running this last section because it's just
kill.
It's just like, this is like basically a giant chase sequence right here.
Yeah.
So we reach this like undeveloped area of the complex, and so we're running through like bare bones structures, and a song is like playing as the killer is dancing after us and doing little steps and playing his guitar, and he keeps like scraping Amy with the like tip of the drill bit, like it keeps kind of touching her, and she's bleeding, and they make their way onto like the floor above where the killer's at, but he sees that like there's blood dripping, so he's like, oh, I see where they are. So he like drives the drill through like the floor, and you're like, oh, like Amy's gonna die. No, she doesn't die yet. Like, of course, like just kill her already, you know what I mean? So like it's like, oh no, we're gonna do more chase scene.
Oh my god.
And the girls are running, and they're on, again, the second or third floor, and I had to watch this part 3 times to figure out what the hell happens.
Yeah.
Because they're running, and Amy just, like, trips and falls, but she falls feet first over the side of the building.
Okay. Like,
literally is impossible. And she's hanging onto the edge of the building, just dangling there. And Courtney tries to grab at Amy's wrist, but like, really, like, what is she gonna do? And Amy's screaming at her, like, Courtney, don't let me go. But then the killer comes around the corner and takes a swing with his drill guitar at the two of them, and naturally Courtney just like jumps backwards and lets Amy go, and Amy in slow motion falls to the ground. And the killer screams out to the open sky, "Let it rock!" And he looks at Amy's dead body on the ground and finishes his thought with, "Your soul."
I cannot believe what I'm hearing.
Dude, I know. How did they make this?
Did you like look at any like behind? Is there any explanation for this film?
The Wikipedia page is tiny.
What?
Like, there's not much there.
Okay.
Which is so insane.
Yeah.
Okay, so like Courtney just like keeps running, and she takes a moment to rest. She sits down, and behind her, we can clearly see the killer's like chilling a few walls back and like watching her. And eventually she like kind of hears a little something, turns around and looks at him, and he starts snapping. He's like he's getting ready, you know what I mean? And then he starts singing a song, like an a cappella version of his song, and he's like, "She broke my heart, it made me cry, so don't you know she had to die."
No, because sir, who are you?
Right?
Like, who? I have things to say. Keep going.
So more music and chase sequence happens, and long story short, Girlie makes it to like the roof of the building, and she hides behind some equipment, and the killer like immediately finds her because he just like always knows where she's at, and he's like, "Come on, baby, light my fire." And she goes, "You bet I will," and grabs what is like a blowtorch next to her. Okay. I don't know if it's exactly a blowtorch, but she just starts hitting him with the flames, and he goes up quick. He goes up in flames real quick and falls off the roof.
Okay. The end.
No.
Oh my God.
Almost. Very, very close. So our next shot is a shot like over the mountains, and the sun's coming up. So we're like, oh, it's morning now. And we hear police sirens in the distance. And then we cut back to this unfinished complex, and we see 2 medical examiners bringing out a body. And Courtney is standing there wrapped in a blanket, and she stops these medical examiners and like, she's like, "Hold on, wait a second," and like pulls the sheet back, because you know when your friends die, usually you want to take a look at their face before they get pulled away. Okay. But anyway, she pulls it back. She looks at Amy, and Amy's eyes shoot wide open, and then she starts laughing but it isn't her laugh. It's his laugh.
The cackle, yeah.
It's the cackle laugh. Suddenly, Courtney jolts up in bed. She sits up as though she's waking up and looks next to her, and Matt is laying in bed with her. A smile. Don't worry, this is not going where you think it's going.
Okay.
You look like you were ready to kill me. I just want to stop you.
I still don't trust you. You can say that right now, but I still don't know how I'm not going to be mad.
I'm not saying it's good.
Okay.
But it's not what you think it's going to be.
Okay.
So a smile spreads across her face, and she accepts that she's been dreaming this whole thing.
Okay.
She leans over to kiss Matt. We switch angles so we can't see Matt's face, and then 2 hands come around the back of Courtney's head, and yes, they're supposed to be like Matt's hands, but they're wearing black fingerless studded gloves.
Mm-hmm.
Fog begins to fill the room, and Courtney backs away from what she thinks is Matt and realizes, of course, it is Mr. Rock and Roll. And she screams and like flips back over, and he holds on to her and goes, "I love you," which is actually a callback to the first film. He says that in the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
Courtney screams and closes her eyes, but when she opens them again, she is in that bed that she saw her sister in before, like the mental hospital bed.
Oh.
And the drill comes driving up through the floor of the room that she is in, and the movie ends.
I'm gonna cry.
When the credits came up, I went, okay, where's the ending? Where did you guys forget about that?
So wait,
that part's supposed to be in here.
Let me make sure I understand. She's in a mental hospital at the end.
Yeah.
And then she's getting killed by him in the mental hospital at the end.
Well, like, no. Like, it's like, just almost. Like the drill. Well, like, yeah, I guess like the drill's coming through the floor, but like not near her. It's just like, oh, sure. And he's like, here.
It's insinuating that now she's in a mental hospital and he's still coming for her.
Yeah.
Are we supposed to think that she's been in the mental hospital the whole time? And she's just, everything is in her mind and she's fucked up from like the trauma of the first movie. That's kind of...
You know what? I didn't think of it that way, but because it's a rock and roll star, you might be right.
That's what I'm going to take from it. I'm sure...
you might be right because like the movie makes no sense.
Yeah.
Logistically, there is no logic to a single thing that happens in this movie. No. And like, how does he show up? Because like they try to fake you out at first with like, oh, she was dreaming the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
But like, obviously it's like, no, she wasn't. And then it's like, well, or was she in a mental hospital?
Yeah. And
so like in a way she was.
Yeah. Like it is all in her mind because.
Right. I mean, I'll be honest, like the movie ended, like I didn't give it another thought in terms of what it meant.
No, you shouldn't.
Because I was just like, okay, what was that? But I'd be curious to know if that was their intention with this one.
That's what I'm gonna go with, and I do still hate it.
Yep. Mm-hmm. As like, you should.
Either way, I think that no matter what the intention was or what I'm taking from this, like this was hard. It was hard. This was hard for me.
It was hard. It has a 35 on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's too high.
Which is wildly high.
That's insane. I honestly, I want to scour the web and see what everyone's saying about this because I mean, I got to watch these for myself too because what in the world? I cannot imagine what the third one is.
Oh, I'd never heard anyone like bring it up, so I'm guessing it's bad. Literally, the last review on Rotten Tomatoes, like the most recent one, says possibly the dumbest movie I've ever seen. Not scary or funny. So what were you trying to do? Yeah. And like that's kind of the vibe.
Yeah.
I knew it would be amusing for me to tell you about it in the sense that it was like, what the frick?
No, it's worth it for a podcast episode, but holy shit.
Right. Score check-in. Okay. Our third act did go crazy.
Yeah. I'm going to set aside the theory of this is all in her head.
Yes.
Honestly, I'm so mad. Like they all did everything wrong except Matt. That first death. That's literally I want to give myself 100% for everyone else's deaths.
I gave myself, so there's 7 characters. I gave myself 5 100s.
Okay. Wait, what were your other 2? Matt, and
I felt like Courtney, how like I didn't feel like she had the ability to survive. I felt like he was going to get her no matter what.
Oh, sure.
Like that was kind of my thought process with her. And then like Matt, I was like, he didn't really have an opportunity to do anything.
Yeah, no, that's smart thinking that way for Courtney because it's like she can't escape him.
Yeah.
That's another thing where I feel like maybe it's all in her head is because he just feels so not real. Like he feels like a fever dream. He feels like, how do you keep popping up? It feels like he's always going to find her. And that's like, there's something inhuman about him.
You're kind of right. Yeah, actually, I feel that energy completely.
Yeah. But no, yeah. So with Courtney and Matt in mind, I'm still going to be so high. I'm going to be so high. Hold on. Can I do something? When did this movie come out?
87.
Okay, I'm going to give myself an 87.
Oh, cute. That's cute. I like that.
I'm going to because I was like, I feel like I'm in the 80s here because there's just so much that happens where I'm like, you guys are so dumb. But then there's like things that happen. I mean, Courtney didn't die yet. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true.
But like with Matt, it's like, yeah, that you're just screwed. So, but yeah, I just hate this man. I can't give him the I can't get no satisfaction. Help. I can't give him the satisfaction of being below an 80. So I'm going to go with what? An 87?
An 87. So this is like one of the first times, like aside from our check-ins and stuff, like I actually like did some math because I said, okay, we have 7 characters essentially, and I gave myself a 100 for 5 of them and then a 0 for 2 of them. Ooh. So then I just took 500 divided by 7 and I got a 71.
Okay.
So that brings our score to a 79%. We had a 10% higher chance of surviving this film than we did the first one. Which, should we be proud of that?
No.
I don't know.
I don't know how I feel about... I wonder what our individual scores were for the first one. I'd have to go back and listen.
Yeah.
But wow.
Wow is right.
Wow.
So that's Slumber Party Massacre 2. Yeah. If you want to hear about the third one, let me know. I don't think you do, but if you do, guys,
I need to. No, I need to.
I know, right?
I need to have I fear it's not going to give me closure, but
I don't think it's going to give you anything. I'd be curious to see like who the kill. Like, well, I assume it's the same guy, but like what's his motive in the third one? Okay, now I need to watch some.
Wait, is it insinuated that? Wait, what happened with the drill guy in the first one? Did he die or did he get away?
He did, right? Didn't he?
Okay. I thought things were like wrapped up in a normal horror movie final girl's bow, and he died in the first one.
Right. Okay. So like looking at the plot on Wikipedia, it says like that night, Courtney has a dream of the killer from the first film who is now reincarnated as a greaser. So it's supposed to be the same guy, but reincarnated. Honestly, it just leans into your like inner head theory.
Yeah.
The more I read about it.
Yeah. So yeah, I wonder if they would bring back, because you can't... How do you bring them back for the third? I cannot imagine what the third goes for. I'm so scared and intrigued.
I know. You know what? I'm excited. Guys, tell us that you want to hear about the third one. Definitely, because I think we need it for our own sanity.
Yes, I do. I really do.
But anyway, that was Slumber Party Massacre 2. Be sure to check us out over on Instagram at I'd Survive Podcast. Over there, we have our links to everything, everywhere you can find us, including our Discord, where you can submit your scores and let us know, would you survive?